Gobble gobble, motherfuckers. It's Thanksgiving time, and nothing says Thanksgiving like drugs, Christ, experimental turkey meat, and the shady underbelly of Florida turkey farms. We watched Blood Freak. We watch it so you don't have to, so you know what time it is.
Horror, so bad and scary. Splitting up is never okay. Plot, who needs it? Don't turn on the lights. Cars don't ever start, but that's alright. Running upstairs instead of out the door. Good acting, what do we need that for? Horrible horror, so bad and scary. Enjoy the show, but not really.
Happy Thanksgiving, Moongoons. It's Thanksgiving time, and we are here with the Horrible Horror Podcast. I can't even speak anymore. Horrible Horror Podcast, the podcast where we watch the worst of the worst in horror movies.
Movies so bad, they're scary.
They're scary. Aaron covered for me. Thank you.
Hey.
Yay. I'm your host, Marshall Hampton. You just heard my co-host, Mr. Aaron Southworth. And
Hello.
in honor of Thanksgiving holiday, we are doing a little holiday turkey movie. I don't know if you could really call it a holiday, but it's a turkey-themed movie in a way, called Blood Freak.
Blood Freak. There's so few turkey-themed horror movies.
I think this is the last one. We've kind of, they're hard to find. I was stunned I found this thing.
Thanksgiving was fantastic.
Yeah, Thanksgiving 3, and then there's this, and then I don't know what else is out there.
There are horror movies that are set during Thanksgiving. Zombieland apparently is set during Thanksgiving.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I guess you could say that's... Yeah, I guess so.
Kinda. Yeah, but that's a good movie.
Anyway, Blood Freak, the title really has nothing to do with the movie. It makes really almost zero sense whatsoever. But that's the movie we're doing this week. Before we get to Blood Freak, first I want to say I'm really excited about our holiday season lineup this year. Starting with this movie and all the way up through our Christmas movies. I'm really pumped about some of the stuff we have coming out. I'm excited for it because, oh my God, did I find some doozies this year.
Okay, because I'm super excited. So this way it usually breaks down is that Marshall's like, he springs it on me so I don't over-prepare, because God knows if you're too prepared, you're just going to fail, right?
Sure.
If you're prepared too much, you're bound to fail.
Yeah, because that's a thing.
Yeah. So, I don't exactly know what's happening. I basically know week to week, just like you guys do.
Yeah,
But
I don't tell Aaron too far in advance because he just...
Because if I over-prepare, I will fail.
And I want to keep it kind of a surprise for him, too.
So I'm excited. Because I like this time of year. This is one of my favorite times of year. I like it when we're doing the horror movies with the Christmas theme. I'm a big Christmas goof. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I like horror movies, so when the two come together, mwah, man, it's like mashed potatoes and gravy.
Yeah, it is.
It's like pork and beans.
Pork and beans.
It's like yin and yang. It's like, I don't know, Florida and Gators.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But keep with that in mind, just give you a fair warning, guys. This may be a longer episode because we have a lot to talk about this one, and I also have a lot of audio clips I'm going to play during this episode.
Do we have a lot to talk about in this one?
I think this movie is
pretty
so bizarre and
pretty
weird.
straightforward to me.
Oh, yeah, it's so straightforward. This thing is one of the most bizarre pieces of or of cinema history I think I've ever seen. It's so weird.
It's so weird. I
It's
think
so out there.
The reason it's still out there, you can find it on Amazon Prime.
Yes, it is on Amazon. Thank you.
And I think one of the reasons you can find it still is because it's so bizarre.
It is. It's really strange.
And we've seen some of the weirder horror movies out there.
Yeah.
But this one's a new notch
takes
on
up
our
a level, yeah.
a new notch on our headboard.
Exactly.
You know, it's like maybe we missed this cutie before, but we nailed her this week, this year.
This year, yeah. This year's Thanksgiving episode was a doozy. I tried getting see if we could get some guests on, but fortunately, none of our regulars can make it this week. Cause I really wanted to share this movie with them.
Well, it is the holiday season,
right? But we're recording this after Thanksgiving, so I was kind of hoping it would kind of like the schedules would open up.
Yeah,
but
it is the holiday week though.
It just didn't work out, so you're stuck with us.
Yeah, sorry. I left my wife at home for this.
This movie was released in 1972, so it's one of the older ones we're doing. We're going back in time for a bit.
This is, if not the oldest, one of the oldest.
Yeah.
I can only think of...
we've done one or two other studies. The only
1,000 Maniacs.
That's the 2000 Maniacs could be the oldest one. I'm not, or this one. It's one of those.
1,000 Maniacs. Was it 2,000 Maniacs?
It's 2000 Maniacs.
Why is it 2,000?
I don't know.
Whatever.
It's 2000.
Okay, 2000 Maniacs. What year was that one?
I can't remember if that was like a 60s something or an early. That might have been a 60s. So in which case
It
that
very
would
well
be the
could
older
have
one.
been. Yeah.
That was probably the oldest one we've done. This was written and directed by Brad F. Grinter and Steve Hawks. The cast, we're not even going to talk about them because there is nobody you've heard of and nobody worth mentioning.
Excuse me, was it Steve Hawk?
Steve Hawks.
Steve Hawk?
It's ES, so it's Hawks.
Hawks, pardon me. Hawks.
Hawks with a spelled ES at the end.
Yeah, that guy.
That
how
guy.
could you pass up that brilliant?
Oh my God, this guy. He was like a Italian or foreign Tarzan guy. Like he was in some movies that were basically a ripoff of Tarzan over in Europe. And then he came over and
he's the Italian Tarzan.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah. Anyway, that's all we're gonna. There's nobody much mentioning this thing. It's crazy.
All right. 2000 Maniacs was 1964.
Okay, so that is the oldest.
That is the oldest one we've done. But this is a close second. I mean, it's less than a decade from.
Well, it's number 2 then. It's definitely number 2.
Hey,
on the
this is made during the Nixon administration. Okay, like that's how old it is.
I guess. Yeah, we have never really categorized our movies by presidential term or something.
But it was made during the Nixon administration, so like the Vietnam War was wrapping up.
Yeah.
I mean, this is an old motherfucker.
Yeah, it is. All right, so let's sit back and you know what? First, Aaron, tell them all our jibber jabber.
Man, you guys already know. You can find us on Facebook, find us on Instagram, find us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is @SoBadIt'sScary. Find us on our website, horriblehorrorpodcast.com, where you can stream our episodes, listen to our episodes, check out our merch. Maybe we'll do something for the Christmas holiday.
Maybe we might have a little giveaway. Oh wow, you hold that longer than I thought you were.
Hey.
I was actually thinking about doing a giveaway for Christmas, around Christmas time.
Hey,
I think we should do it.
Let's figure something out.
All
and
right.
of course, you can always listen to us at our website, but if you can listen to us also on iTunes, Google Play,
Forgot that
Speaker.com,
for a second.
iHeartRadio, and Podbean. I'm a big fan of the Podbean. Podbean's kind of got my heart right now.
Oh, that's sweet.
Good old Podbean.
So yes, thank you for that. Let's move on. Before we do, let's pop open our drinks today.
Mine's already open.
Okay, Aaron got a head start on me. Aaron was nice enough to bring over some Stiegel Radlers, which I am a big fan of. They're
Also
very
brought
tasty.
over.
What's our drink today, Aaron? What's this episode brought to you by?
So it's brought to you by two drinks today. It's brought to you by, like you said, Stiegel Radler, which is a grapefruit pilsner combo, which is pretty delicious.
It's very good.
It's more of a summer drink, but at the same time, it's great any time of year.
Yeah.
The other one is by Schlafly. Schlafly is a local St. Louis brewery, but it's Kolsch is what I'm drinking today. It's clean, crisp, and refreshing. Crisp and clean, no caffeine.
But spelled with a K because Coach is spelled with a K.
Kolsch, motherfucker.
I don't know.
Man,
Anyway.
I've also had like 2 bottles of champagne for the mimosas, so
I am Stiegel Radler and Schlafly send us money.
and champagne.
So let's
Champagne.
let's carve up this turkey. Let's do that.
All right.
So this movie opens with shots of some large bubbling vat of various colored liquid, which honestly never comes back into play in the movie
it makes
again.
You think like Mad Scientist.
It does, or like Toxic Avenger, or Toxic, but it really
never comes back.
Never comes back. This is where we get bizarre right off the bat, like right away. After that, the credits play over the liquid, some of it, and then we cut to a cigarette smoking narrator. We were like a narrator who turns out we will see this guy several more times throughout this movie. And he, like I said, it just adds to the bizarre nature of this film. And the narrator is like this older guy, probably in his like 60s, early 70s. He's wearing like a silk shirt
with a couple buttons unbuttoned.
Yeah.
He looks like he'd be the guy who wants to start a 1970s like swingers key party.
Yeah, he does. He totally does.
He totally looks like sleazy Vincent Price. Sleazy Vincent Price who wants to start a key party.
I love it. That's right on. Only his voice isn't as cool.
Not nearly as
cool. And on top of it, I swear this guy's like reading his lines off a sheet of paper. He's like constantly looking down.
Thank you.
And like looking up at the camera. It's like, they did this in one take. It's like, you know what? Fucking just read your lines and we're just going to roll with it.
He's obviously reading it. He keeps looking down and like he'll look up. There's points where he's like, Catalyst, let me tell you what that is.
Yeah.
Look down.
Yeah, so exactly, because he starts talking about change and catalyst, and he defines what a catalyst is in a weird way, and he's setting up the story for us. And we cut to our main character, Herschel, who's riding a motorcycle down the Florida highways, which he looks kind of silly on because the bike just looks, it's one of these older bikes, so it's so small.
But it looks and he's a big man.
He's a big guy. And he's like a big man on this tiny motorcycle.
It looks odd.
It looks very awkward, yeah.
And it looks like it's before like true like ape hangers became ape hangers.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know.
It's like the early chopper, it's not like the precursors like the Harleys and stuff, but it's not. But it doesn't have the big ape hanger handlebars and all that. It's just
Chopper. That's what I was looking for. It's Chopper. The Chopper style. I don't know shit about motorcycles. I know you know more than I do.
But yeah, it's basically all you gotta know is it looks way too small for him, and it's kind of funny looking watching him ride this thing. Anyway, he pulls over to help a woman on the side of the highway. And I'm not sure really what he helps her with.
Well, this is when it becomes like a home movie camera.
Yeah, it's the video quality is shit. Right, we'll get that right out of the way. It's awful. I know it's 70s, but damn, there's a lot of movies in the 70s that are better than this.
We need to get this out of the way already. Is the sound quality, the picture quality, the quality of this film is
dog shit.
Awful.
I should say turkey shit. I guess
turkey, absolute turkey shit. It's really, really, really bad. I mean, there's scenes when they cut from scene to scene, the layover with the digital quality. I don't know if you notice it on Prime. At least when I had the problem, is when it cut from scene to scene, there'd be an overlay of someone else on top of it.
Huh.
Like I had like digital like vomit happening
and honestly,
during
that could
scene
be
to
from
scene.
the original too. That just kept from from the fading from one scene to another. Who knows? Everything technically about this movie is awful. That's just one.
But it's so funny because when he does pull over and he's like, "Hey, little lady, getting off the help."
He doesn't even say
no,
anything.
it's just music playing and it's all shot. So it makes me think of like home movies from like the 60s or 70s where they had no microphone on the camera.
Right.
So it's all just video with
it's almost like a silent film.
Exactly.
It's because all you hear is music and then like just bop.
It's like they're apparently they're interacting.
Yeah,
they're smiling and
but they don't even speak. No, they don't even move their lips. Because so here's what happened. Here's what we see happen. He gets off his bike. The woman gets out of her car. She takes a close look at the front grill of her car, like the front bumper area. Looks up at him, smiles directly into the camera for an awkward amount of time, or a little too long. And then they both go right back to driving their respective vehicles.
She's following him.
Only this time she's following him down the highway. So, what the fuck did he even help her with?
My thought would be, they had a meet cute, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, baby, follow me." Would be my, that's what I got out of it.
You would think, but again, they don't move their mouths. She pulls over like she has car problems, but she doesn't. Nothing is fixed. She just pulls over, looks at her bumper, and then drives on with him, following him now.
She was just driving down the highway, saw a hot meal.
So yeah, we watch him drive down the highway for a while. We even stop at a toll booth and pay their toll and go through, because that makes for exciting cinema to watch people go through a toll. So now we cut to oh my god, okay. As we talk about the video and audio quality of this, the editing is like maybe the worst editing I've ever seen in a movie. It's so choppy and back and forth and so hard and out of nowhere sometimes.
Scenes are too long. Scenes are
way too short. Yeah, it's a mess. It's all over the place. But at the same time, by the time you're done watching it, it kind of adds to the charm of this weird ass movie.
Definitely.
So we cut to this house party, which is made up of most like middle-aged people.
Or older.
Or older,
These look like almost like early grandma and grandpa.
This is like the narrator's friends.
Dude, we're talking, I mean, I have gray hair, but I still think I'm youthful and energetic. Yeah. But like, we're talking like going bald, gray, next to a lady with like a bad perm with...
It's like the weirdest setting, like weirdest house party I've ever seen. And there's like 2 or 3 like 20-something sprinkled throughout. But
the majority of them are older people,
or at least 45 and up. Minimum.
At least 45.
At least, yeah.
We're talking could be in their early 60s.
Yeah, definitely. And again, I just find this odd because it's like a house party, and what makes it so odd is because and I'll probably come to this later, but we might as well say it down. Because they're all sitting around doing drugs. Like it's not like sitting around drinking wine and having like you would think older people would sit around and like enjoy nice conversations and wine and cheese. No, they're straight up fucking doing smoking joints and like shooting up heroin. It's like a straight up drug fest.
But it's so weird because they're behaving like they're drinking wine and eating cheese
and carrying on these weird conversations
as they pass along what I think is a bullet, like a bullet to snort coke with.
It looks like she's sticking like a stick of chapstick up her nose. Well, that's what it looked like. I was like, is that chapstick? Is she snorting chapstick?
The only thing I can think of is if you've heard of a bullet, it's basically a piece of it's a device where you put chopped up cocaine into it, you load it, you put it back, and you can snort it and pass it to the next person. That's what a bullet is. But they kind of look like, you ever get those like little nasal airway inhalers that you stick in your nose?
I am all I have to use this all the time since the
but like
surgery.
the little Vaseline ones are like, it's not an inhaler. They don't squirt anything.
No,
up
it's
your
like
nose.
a squeeze bottle.
Not even a squeeze bottle, but just like a little. It's like a Vicks Vapor Rub in a stick, and you stick it in your nose.
Oh no, I don't know.
They were huge in Thailand.
Okay,
and I found a few over here. Yeah, but
I
don't
know.
Clear
that.
your sinus.
I thought you were talking about just like the saline nasal.
Well, that's what
stuff.
it kind of looks like.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, in comes Herschel, who looks like fucking Elvis, by the way.
Big time.
He's like straight up fucking Elvis. He's got the big Elvis sunglasses.
Ridiculous fucking hair.
Yeah.
His hair is insane.
Yeah.
It looks like Jean Ralphio's from Parks and Recreation.
Yeah. It kind of, you're right. I was like, John Ralphio. Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, that's a good modern day example. That's a great, yeah. So the woman he helped comes in behind him. It turns out this girl's name is Angel. And the people at the party are her sister, Anne, and her friends. And Angel warns Herschel that her sister's big into the drug scene. And she asks him not to do any drugs while he's here. He agrees and reassures her that he's never done drugs.
Look at those fucking eyes of Herschel's. Jesus Christ. Looks like he's about for 3 days on goofballs. That guy looks so stoned right off the bat. I've never touched drugs. Bullshit.
And his acting and voice is so, oh my God.
Dude, you know that guy's been staying Quaaludes up his ass for a while. Dude. He looks like he's on a different dimension.
Like, this guy makes, like, early Arnold Schwarzenegger seem like an Oscar-winning actor. Yeah. That's like, this is what this guy's doing, like, the level of acting we're doing with this guy. So, Angel introduces Herschel to her sister, Anne, and the first thing Anne does is offer him a hit from her joint.
That's polite.
There you go. I mean,
that's good party etiquette.
That's good drug etiquette.
Hi, how you doing? My name's Ann. Would you like a toke? No? If you'd like one later, there's plenty to go around. Thank you.
Yeah, he declines. And Anne asks Angel if she found this guy in a church. Like, oh, he's a big stigma. What did you find this guy in a church? And Angel tells Anne that her body is a temple to the Holy Spirit and that she shouldn't defile it with drugs and other substances. And yeah, guys, this turns into like a giant religious, like preachy,
very just say no.
Yeah, this movie. Anyway, I didn't want to spoil it too much, but it's basically a giant religious anti-drug PSA movie. It is weird.
Killer turkeys.
With a killer turkey monster. It's, like I said, so fucking bizarre. We cannot understate that or overstate that enough, I should say, is how weird and crazy this movie is. So Angel leaves to go change clothes for some reason. And then some blonde woman immediately starts to hit on Herschel, who in this movie is supposed to be, I guess, irresistible to all women.
She is the irresistible force.
He is the irresistible force. Because every woman he comes in contact with is basically like just throwing her pussy at this guy.
Just wants that dick.
Wants the dick. Wants the Herschel dick. Yeah, so I almost wish he was black so I say want that Hershey chocolate bar, but
oh, come on.
I know, that was, sorry.
Apologize.
I'm sorry. I just said I'm sorry.
It's 2018, Marshall.
But Hershey, Chuck's dick. So we were talking. It makes sense.
You're going for a stretch there still.
I apologize, listeners. I am sorry.
Your apology isn't good enough. Get off the air. Get off the air.
It might get a Roseanne Barr treatment.
Seems to be the way things are going these days.
Roseanne Arnold, I'm done.
You make one mistake, you're out. People just
well, that's the end of our show, guys. Thanks for listening. We're done.
It's been a good run. But every girl wants this guy's dick.
Every girl. So like, he's never even seen this girl. She's never seen him. He just instantly wants him. He politely turns her down, saying that she has a boyfriend, and she shouldn't be acting like this.
Shouldn't be acting like a tramp.
Which, I'm like, holy fuck, how does he know she has a boyfriend? He just walked in the door less than 2 minutes ago and has never met nor seen this girl. But he's like, I know you have a boyfriend. Like, how do you know this?
The only thing I can think of is maybe he saw her interacting with a guy, kissing him or something.
Maybe, but if that's the case, they should have just done a quick shot.
I don't mind this. I don't mind it.
Okay, anyway, she still tries to hook up with him, saying that God doesn't mind if she hits on him, and God certainly wouldn't care if she fucks him, basically.
No, she's saying guy. Guy. G-U-Y.
Are you sure she's saying guy?
Positive.
Oh, thank God. Because I thought she was playing God in this. I know we haven't met Guy yet. I know he's coming up, but I thought I thought she was like Guy, because he's like he was talking about like commandments or something like that, like adultery. And that's why I was made to believe like, oh, God won't mind because they were talking about adultery.
I had to go back and listen myself again because the sound quality is so bad.
Okay, well that makes more sense.
It's so difficult.
Then.
I had to listen. I was like, hold on, because I was watching on the list and she goes, did she just say God doesn't mind? And I'm like,
okay, thank you. If Melissa heard it too, yeah, I swear I thought
had to rewind it.
And
we were both listening to it, and she's saying, "Guy."
Oh, okay.
But again, the sound quality is so piss poor.
Because I was about to say, God doesn't care if I sleep around and do adultery, even though that's the 10 Commandments. He don't care. So, all right, that clears that up. But I was like, whoa. So anyway, Herschel turns her down again, saying he's not into tramps. This pisses her off, and like she kind of has a point here. He just insulted her. She calls him a big dumb bastard, storms off. She goes over and sits next to this guy, this middle-aged guy, who, this is where we find out he's the drug dealer named Guy. She tells him that she's been insulted. He tells her that he'll take care of this, and he starts to give like, oh, I'll take care of it. Like, he's going to go beat this guy up. But as soon as he lays eyes on Herschel and how
who's
big
this hulking
big
dude?
Big-ass guy, he's like, He sits back down. He's like, you know what? I have a better idea than that. I'll teach him a lesson. And now we get several filler party scenes. We get shots of various people snorting drugs, and that's where I had the chapstick thing, I thought. And there's also a scene with Anne, Angel.
But they're so calm about it.
Yeah. And then, like I said, this is a drug party. Everybody's doing drugs and drinking. But now we get this scene of Angel, Anne, and another couple where they're talking about God and the Bible like it's Bible study.
They seem so responsible for drug users.
Yes!
They're so, calm and, chatting about
if this
God.
This is supposed to be like a PSA against drugs. They should be showing people whacked out of their skull.
Like, playing jazz music and having sex.
And listening to records backwards and something. But there's, these are the most calm, logical, and level-headed drug users I've ever seen.
They seem more interesting than anybody else I've met. It's like, I want to go to this drug party.
Yeah.
It seems pretty relaxing, cool. Pass the opium pipe. Give me that bullet. I'm going to snort that. Let's talk about religion. Okay. And they seem to have differing opinions.
But everyone's very
cool.
respectful about it.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. I get. Oh, okay.
Well, I don't see it that way, but I understand.
What if God did this? And would you explain it to me this way? And Angel's like, yeah, and God will do this, and He'll forgive you. It's like, oh my God, I'm in church with drugs. Which might make church a lot more interesting.
Way more palatable. Way more palatable.
You know what? When you're lighting that incense into all the Catholic churches, just light those separatures, put some weed in there and hotbox that place, and church will get a lot more cool.
A lot more cool.
You'll get a lot more people, and you'll probably get a lot more donations too. Start hotboxing your church.
Like a whole lot more coupons to Domino's too. The poor could use this.
The offering place is gonna be full of food coupons.
Snacks.
I want to see the hashtag hotbox church or something.
Hashtag hotbox church. Dude, let's do it. Just go to church, stoned off your fucking gourd.
And then some of those stories will actually maybe make sense to you. So anyway, the camera work during this party is really odd too, by the way, because we get a lot of close-ups, of people's faces, really close close-ups of random people's faces talking, and then tight zoom-ins on random various objects that have no meaning. It zooms in on a wine glass for some reason, it's a big deal. It's just a wine glass.
They're
sitting
drinking
there.
wine.
So next we get a scene of Herschel talking to Angel about more Bible shit. He asks her about adultery, which she says we commit with sticks and stones, whatever the fuck that means.
Basically, I guess she was saying if you cheat on someone, we'll break your body with sticks and stones.
No, but it says we commit adultery with sticks and stones. So like first, like, is the stick the dick and the stone? Like, that doesn't make sense. Or sticks and stones like the balls and.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. What the fuck is? How do you commit adultery with sticks and stones? It doesn't make sense either.
What I got out of it was if you commit adultery, your body would be broken with sticks and stones.
That would make sense, but she doesn't say that.
So that's what I took for
She
it.
doesn't say if we commit adultery, we are punished by being beaten. No, she says we commit adultery with sticks and stones. It makes zero sense.
Well, maybe she meant if you commit adultery,
see, now we're
you
going to
get the old sticks and stones.
This is why this episode's going to be forever.
I know.
We're going to argue
It's
so much
weird.
shit about this. So while Angel is talking, Anne is coming, and she's just throwing herself all over Herschel. He's sitting in a chair, and she's like draped over his shoulders, like pawing at him.
She's cleaning his hair like a fucking monkey looking for nits.
Yeah, or like a cat, like licking, like
she's just about picking through his hair. It looks so weird.
It's like, yeah, it
looks like early primate shit.
And he does his best to ignore her. Angel goes into full-blown preacher mode here and starts reading straight from the Bible.
Like, literally.
Because, literally, she pulls out a Bible.
She pulls out a Bible at a drug party.
Good Lord, this girl knows how to party.
And everyone's cool with it.
Yeah, nothing says party like Bible time. Jesus Christ, literally. Fuck. So Angel says it's time for her to go, and she asks Herschel if he's coming too, and he gets up to follow her out, but he's stopped by Anne. She wants him to stay with her because, like I said, every girl wants his dick. Again, Herschel declines. Anne gets pissed, says, fine, you just don't know a good thing when you see it.
Throws a little hissy fit.
Fine, go on, be a Bible loser like Angel or something like that.
Amen, sister. Angel,
who is sickening with her Bible preacher talk, asks Anne to come with her so they can talk about Anne's life choices.
I don't know. Anne seems to be doing pretty fucking good to me.
Anne rightfully, she's like, nope, I'm not doing that. And tells her just to leave and not come back until this party, the rest of the night, because this party's going to be rocking. Don't come back.
When this party's a rocking, don't bring the Bible a knocking.
Yeah. Don't Bible knocking? I don't know.
Don't bring the Bible a thumping. When this party's a bumping, don't bring the Bible thumping.
There you go. I like it. So now Anne goes over and sits next to the drug dealer guy. She tells him she needs some stuff.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Yeah, it's just drugs. And she tells him about how straight her sister is. I mean, she's still sticking with. She's so straight and loser. And he tells her to just let Angel do her thing. She's like, just let her do her thing, baby. Yeah. She's like, let her go.
That's a good drug dealer philosophy.
Yeah,
if you don't want to do the drugs, it's fine, baby. There's plenty of people who do drugs.
And goes on to say, yeah, it's not like she's ever going to make it with Herschel anyway. By the time she's done preaching to him, she, being Anne, won't have a chance with him. So she's like, now she's all pissed off because like she's where her sister's going to turn Herschel into a goody two-shoes and she won't be able to fuck him then. So he suggests that they get her sister. No, he suggests to her that they get her. No, I'm sorry. I'm still. Guy suggests to Anne that they get Angel hooked on drugs. As like, we'll teach her a lesson. Anne's like, no, that's my sister. But you know what? Hey, let's get Herschel hooked instead. So a dealer is like, sure. He pulls out a little baggie and tells Anne like 5 or 6 of these little guys will get Herschel hooked. He'll just get hooked after 5 of these pills.
Just hooked.
And he also gives her a joint guaranteed to make her fly the rest of the night.
And maybe a little tomorrow.
That's true. So now we cut back to our shady key party Vincent Price narrator. This time he's talking about fate and how we're too blind, or people are blind to things that are so obviously guiding us down our paths and blah, blah, blah.
He does end it on right on.
Right on. And keep in mind, he's smoking this. And every time we see him, he's smoking.
He's always smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
Which really made me want to smoke.
It kind of did.
It really did.
And again, I guess cigarettes weren't the same, but for some that don't smoke drugs, don't do this. You're got a narrator who's puffing away like a pack of Camels the entire time.
He's like talking. He'll put one out, pull another one out, light it, keep talking.
He pauses during his monologues to take big inhales.
Man, I want to smoke now.
So now we go to Angel's house, or Angel's father's house, where Herschel, Angel, and her father are sitting on the same small couch,
drinking
which seems
tea.
Awkward and odd to me, especially since there's like this big comfy chair like right next to the couch. Like, why all 3 of them are packed in here It's really weird. I don't know. But yeah, they're drinking tea. The three, I actually said drinking tea. They're talking more God and Jesus stuff. Herschel mentions that he wished God would give him a job. So,
I would pray to God if I could just get work.
Yeah, so Angel's father offers him a job at his turkey farm / ranch.
God may be answering your prayers. I need a husky man like you to work on my farm.
So, like I said, at this point, the movie makes it really seem like Angel and Herschel are going to become like a thing.
Yeah.
Like the entire first half of the movie, you think, okay, Angel's going to be the love interest.
Yeah.
These two, because
and Anne is going to be the one that tries to come between.
yeah,
them.
and like Anne's, or just a secondary person or something like that.
That's the way it's been set up.
Yeah, the entire time.
Herschel meets Angel.
Mm-hmm.
Angel and Herschel meet.
Have them meet cute. They go to the party together.
They meet Anne.
And
Anne's interested in Herschel. He rejects him.
Several times he rejects her.
And she comes up with a plan to get him.
Yeah.
And they go, then you see Angel with the dad, and then all of a sudden...
Now, yeah, but it's like, so... It's like all this stuff is like Angel and Herschel.
It's so obvious it's set up.
Yeah,
That's how it's set up.
Yeah.
But...
So anyway, they also decide, Angel and her father also decided to let Herschel stay at their house because he doesn't have anywhere else to stay.
That's even more of a setup.
I know. It's like, oh, why don't you just sleep? Go bang my daughter right now.
It's like a fucking joke you tell at the bar.
I know.
Hey, I just need to find work. The farmer says, sure, you can save me.
The farmer's daughter.
Just don't sleep with my 2 daughters.
The farmer's daughter. So we cut to Herschel working on the on the family pool out back the next day, doing like odd jobs. Anne comes up wearing a skimpy red bikini, lays down to sunbathe right next to him,
right in his face,
which is also a really weird way because she like lays down like in between like the handles of like the ladder to get out of the pool, which looks really awkward. But anyway, whatever.
It's so obvious.
She's blatantly trying to show off her body and flaunt with him.
Not a bad body.
No, she's got a great body. She asks him if there's anything she can do to help. He replies in the most wooden, robotic way I think I've ever heard dialogue, saying, "What can you do to help?" Like, it's the worst delivery of lines. So she seductively says, "I've been waiting for a chance to show you what I can do." And my little girl just walked into the studio. That's awesome. You can probably hear her crying upstairs now. So that was cute. Anyway, she seductively tells him, "I've been waiting for a chance to show you what I can do." Again, Herschel not politely pretty much declines her advances. Again, she calls him a dumbass. And now she pulls out a box, like a Band-Aid box.
Like an old school Band-Aid
Yeah, like
tin.
a little tin with a flip lid. Yeah.
And she like pulls out the top of it.
Yeah.
And underneath, she taps out a little joint.
Yeah, this is her weed, her weed box.
Her stash.
Yeah, her stash. She lights up a joint. He asks her why such a beautiful girl like herself does drugs. And she offers him a joint. He declines. She mocks him for being a goody two-shoes and calls him a coward.
She's like, "I didn't know such a big, strong man like you could be such a coward."
Yeah.
And that's all it takes.
No, because apparently that's like calling Marty McFly a chicken.
Yeah.
Because he takes that joint and
He's
says,
like, I'm no
coward.
I'm no coward.
And he starts ripping right off of it.
And ripping away.
So Anne
like a champ. And
yeah.
she's so excited.
Well, she also teaches him how to...
She's just like...
She teaches him how to take a proper...
So excited
she's
about
super
this.
excited. She's
like
a gay little schoolgirl.
She's like, hit it hard. Hit it. Come on. Hit it. Pull it. Hold it.
Hold it.
Hold it
now. Hold it.
And we're not exaggerating.
Hold it.
Blow it out. All right. Yeah. Do it again. Do it again, baby. This goes on for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and just like that, Herschel is hooked on the wacky tobacco.
And they're giggling, laughing, having a great time.
And the laughing is, again, so weird and robotic. Herschel is like, ha, ha, ha.
And
ha,
she's like,
ha, ha.
We sound like idiots.
Yeah. So we cut to Anne leading Herschel down a hallway, telling him she wants to relax him. He asks Anne why she can't be more like her sister. Again, still trying to build up like this thing between Herschel and Angel.
Why the fuck would you want anyone like Angel when you
Yeah.
got a chick with a smoking bod giving you pot, wanting to take you to the bedroom to quote unquote relax
you?
Why would you want to go back?
To the Bible thumping stick in the mud.
Why can't you be a more boring stick in the mud?
Yeah. So Anne just replies saying to Herschel, once I'm done relaxing you, you'll never think about my sister again. And with that, she leads him into a bedroom where they end up fucking in a very awkward makeout sex scene.
But she's right. He never thinks of her again.
He never does, because now they're like, from here on out, they are like soulmates. They are in love.
Dude, it's so funny during this sex scene. She gets on top of him. He's shirtless. She gets on top. She's got that bikini top on. He undoes the bikini top, and then he does jazz hands.
He does
as soon as it's undone, he's like,
firework hands, jazz hands.
Like, oh yeah.
But it's so, the makeout scene, it's so awkward.
Did you notice something about Herschel's body? Since we're like, I just want to comment on it. From his elbows up, especially I think on his right arm, it could be his left, I'm not positive, but it looks like he's got really bad burns.
I missed that, but that makes sense. But somebody says at the end of the movie,
like he's got bad burns on one of his arms and some burns on the other. Like they scarred his arms are very scarred.
I missed that. I did not see it, but that's funny you say, because he says something at the end of the movie that actually would make sense about that later. So
his arms are incredibly scarred up. It made me think he very well could have been a nom. You know, like he may have seen some napalm action.
Yeah. So where were we? So now we go back to our smoking narrator again. He talks about how great of a man Herschel is and how godly he is, and that even men as great and wonderful as Herschel fall to temptation.
Yeah, he's basically saying Herschel's the pillar of, like,
the pillar of society.
He's the pedestal
of paragon of humanity.
Very good word, paragon. Yes, he's what men should strive to be.
And even men as strong as him fall to temptation. So
even as strong as him get fucking pussy whipped.
Yeah,
you know?
And then he's like, what hope do the rest of us have if somebody as great as Herschel can fall?
So basically he's saying, gentlemen, if you get seduced by someone,
fuck it.
Don't worry.
Literally, fuck it. Because
if Herschel would get seduced, how can we stand a chance?
WWHD. I want to share that. What would Herschel do?
What would Herschel do? He would fuck it.
Fuck it. Fuck it, smoke it, take your pick. Whichever one fits the scenario.
Should I hit this? I don't know. What would Herschel do? Smoke it, yo. I don't know. This girl's hitting on me. I got a girlfriend. I got a wife. She's so hot. Fuck it. What would Herschel do? Fuck it.
Hashtag WWHD. So, and then he starts talking about the paths of men are predictable and that we repeat them again and again. And he's trying to sound like old wise man sage and spouting off these, you know, almost like, I don't want to say cryptic, but almost like poetic, like sayings and stuff. He's trying to sound all, but it's just not.
He's like 70s swingers Gandalf.
Yeah, kind of like that. Kind of a little bit, I guess, or Yoda maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so we jump to Herschel cruising down the roads on his chopper on his way to his first day at work at the turkey farm. Now, for a while here, get ready for nonstop turkey sounds and gobbling.
That goes on for a while.
It does go on. So biker Elvis, I mean Herschel, he walks around the farm looking at all the turkeys, and all we hear dubbed and looked over is it's makes you want to stab yourself in the ears.
It goes on for a while.
He even has a full conversation in turkey speak with these guys. This guy's like, he might smoke himself retarded now.
Super into turkeys.
He's like petting him on the head and having conversations with him.
I do love the scene before he leaves the turkey farm, because he gets up and he's like, you were supposed to set the alarm.
Oh, yeah, him and Ann getting out of bed, yeah.
You were supposed to set the alarm for me to go to the turkey farm. And she's like, fuck it, whatever. We do get a shot of her butt, which is her butt. White as a ghost on her tan body.
Yeah.
So, 70s style, what up?
Yeah.
But, yeah, he seems so concerned about running late.
Yeah.
But he arrives at the turkey farm and spends 10 minutes
You're right,
gobbling at turkeys.
Because I just breezed over that exiting bed scene so quick, but you're right. He's like, I gotta get to work.
Yeah.
But it would take 10 minutes to pet these turkeys and have a phone conversation with them. So anyway, Herschel gets introduced to two other workers who he'll be answering to.
Oh, God.
And they tell him that he'll be doing odd jobs around the farm and the lab. But if he wants to make some extra money, he can help them with some of their experiments. Yep, you heard that correctly.
Herschel asks, what kind of experiments?
We have two mad scientists working in a lab doing experiments on a turkey farm.
One of them looks like he might be a scientist. The other one looks like he's an alligator wrangler.
Yeah, he looks like a big dopey, like...
He's got sideburns.
You know what he kind of reminds me? He looks like the dopier, dumber version. If you guys have ever watched the TV show Gotham, he looks like... oh God, what's the guy's name? The kind of like muscle for Penguin and everybody. He becomes Solomon Grundy for a while. Buck, I think it is, or Bubs or something like. You know, he looks kind of like that guy.
Never seen it, but I will say he does have mutton chops that would make Wolverine blush.
Oh, there are some great. There's a guy later that has more mutton chops, bigger mutton chops.
These mutton chops are fucking choice.
That's one thing this movie does not lack is facial hair. Mutton chops, sideburns, mustaches. We got it all.
Goatees, you got it. You name it, we got it.
So, yeah, experimental turkey farm here, and they tell them they need someone to eat their experimental turkey meat so they can test the results on humans.
To which Herschel's like...
He's like, let me think about that. But then he says you know what? To sweeten the deal to the pot, we'll throw in some pot for you. Because, you know, we just have this extra weed lying around the lab of a turkey farm.
Hey, man, they're scientists. They know what they need.
And that zero hesitation, Herschel jumps on that.
I'm in!
He's like, I'll be your guinea pig. And there's like, we'll start first thing tomorrow morning. So the next several shots are scenes of Herschel working around the farm.
Throwing turkeys over fences.
Yeah, he does. He straight up launches one over a fence.
So weird.
This movie, there's something at the end that makes me sick. But this movie was definitely before, like, PETA and any like animal rights groups.
Ethical means of
it's just like he's throwing turkeys around,
drop kicking him basically,
punching the turkey over a fence. Woo!
You don't belong over here.
And then he goes into full-blown weed withdrawal because, you know, you get the shakes and the shivers from weed.
This scene is bonkers.
It is. It's so crazy.
He goes home and he's... Again, a big dude. He's thrashing around the living room.
He's back,
hands on his head, sweat pouring down his face, just smashing furniture, crashing into
like
stuff.
Heroin or meth withdrawals. No, it's fucking weed withdrawals. Weed. He's like fiending.
This is straight on reefer madness shit right here. This is crazy. Like, I've wanted to get high before, but I'm like, oh man, I'm out of weed. Damn. That's as far as it goes.
Yeah.
Dang. Bummer. That's as far as it goes.
Now Herschel, he is having he's
full
freaking
on
the fuck
withdrawals.
out. Yeah. He's sweaty, he's double over in pain. Anne enters, rushes over him. He tells her he needs something, he needs a fix. He tells her to call Guy, which he does, while he curls up on the couch, pawing and scratching his
Sweating.
face like you know, like, I don't know, like
Just
he's hallucinating.
having a horrible time.
Anne, who's now crying, tells Guy to get over here quickly. Then Guy just pops up, basically. He just shows up, gives her a joint, which she quickly... this is hilarious. Here's a joint. Anne takes it, tries to light it for Herschel, but he's like pawing it, trying to grab it, and which keeps her from lighting. He's like, easy there, Herschel. Easy. Let me light. Calm down there, buddy. Calm down. He's like, must have joint. No.
He cannot wait 2 seconds
for her to light it.
To hit that fucking sweet spliff lit up.
Like, he might as well just eat this joint at this point. So...
it's awesome.
Anyway, as soon as he takes one hit from him, he's like,
but
everything's okay.
It's a long. He just keeps puffing, and then finally,
it's kind of like he's doing that. Like, what's that Dave Chappelle weed movie that was so popular?
Half Baked.
Half Baked. Thank you. It's like that scene where
Snoop Dogg comes up,
and the scavenger is like just.
And then they're trying. He's like, I haven't hit the motherfucker yet.
Yeah, he's basically doing that. He's doing the Snoop Dogg from Half Baked. But as soon as he does, he's like, everything's back to normal. Everything's good. So, he does say he wants to know what's happening to me. Like, am I hooked? And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this guy's one sharp cookie, right?
After he smokes this joint, he basically returns to normal Herschel. He looks at Guy and he's like, fuck you for getting me hooked. And Herschel's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, that's coming up.
Grabs Herschel and throws him on the bed. And he's just like, if you got me hooked, I'm going to break every bone in your body.
That's not quite...
close. Yeah, go ahead. But
I know. Yeah, he does. He
says, "I'm gonna break every bone in your body if you don't keep me supplied."
That's what it is.
That's
now
what it
you
is.
got me. Like, you're gonna be supplying. At first, like, guys, like, yeah, this one was free, man. Don't worry, I'll keep you hooked up. And that's when he's like, "Fuck you! You're gonna keep me supplied for free.
You got me hooked. I'm gonna break every bone in your body if you don't keep me supplied."
Yes, that's what he had. Yes, that's exactly what happens. So, guys, like,
this weed must be good.
Yeah, I've never seen that either. Yeah. So we cut to the next day. The head scientist gives Herschel some of the experimental turkey to eat. Now, one would think that you would just give Herschel maybe just a few slices or a little bit of turkey.
Maybe a drumstick, like those turkey legs.
Or just like a slice of turkey.
Or those turkey legs you get at like Six Flags or like Renaissance fairs, like the big turkey legs, something like that.
Maybe, but I'm not saying even that's too much for it. This is experimental.
Essentially a piece of turkey.
Yes. But instead, no. Fuck that. The scientist gives him an entire fucking turkey to eat like it's Thanksgiving.
A fucking giant like
cooked,
15
roasted, like
pound bird.
Nice brown glaze on it.
Looks great.
Looks delicious. Herschel digs in.
Hell yeah.
While we're being serenaded by the sweet sounds of turkey gobbles over guitar music. And he eats this entire turkey in one sitting. One sitting.
There's a few moments where you can tell he's like it's like an eating challenge.
Yeah,
like they like focus on his face, like he like takes a deep breath, shakes his head, opens his eyes wide. He's like, and he goes back into it.
That second wind.
Exactly. It's that second wind scene. He's okay, baby. Here we go.
So after he eats an entire turkey. He gets up, walks off. He walks for a bit before he suddenly starts to feel sick or weird.
Yeah, you ate a whole fucking turkey, asshole.
Yeah. He stumbles a bit, then falls to the ground and rolls up against some bushes where he seems to pass out. The scene fades to black, then fades right back in on Herschel, who is now twitching and convulsing. Looks like he's got like an electrical wire up his ass that's electrocuted him or something.
All we need is the blue lightning all over his body. He'd be doing it perfectly. He's like...
like the Emperor shooting lightning going, yes, give me to the dark side.
Yeah, he's like...
So the head scientist finds Herschel, who twitches a few more times, then passes out again. And holy shit, do I love what happens next.
I love this scientist.
I love this scientist. The scientist starts taking Herschel's pulse, even though he's clearly breathing. You can see his chest going.
Because he's a big dude.
Giant chest. He's going up and down. Up and down. But he's like, let me take your pulse. And he's like, and scientist gets up, leaves Herschel so he can go stand by himself, stroke his beard while pondering what to do next.
I love him going,
Cut to the two scientists talking to the father character. The father says to them, so why did you take him out and dump him? Don't you have enough trouble in these experiments without taking a chance on a murder charge? All we did was give him some turkey. And I'm like, I can't do, you know what? Fuck, I can't do this, judges. We're going to play audio clip 1 and listen to this fucking conversation between the father and the two scientists about Herschel.
So why did you take him out and dump him? Don't we have enough trouble in these experiments without taking a chance on a murder charge? All we did was give this guy some turkey.
But Mr. Nolan, you didn't see him, sir. We were scared.
I don't care. He's still a man. The drug could be worn off by now. That is possible, isn't it?
Yeah, it could, Mr. Nolan. Honest, sir, I didn't think it could have any effect at all on a human.
You didn't think? You dumb bastards, how could you let something like this happen?
You dumb bastard.
Dude, that's totally Hank Hill.
It does sound like Hank Hill.
You dumb bastard. How do you think that wouldn't have an effect on a human? Bobby, get in the room. Propane.
Leanne. But that's the level of acting we go through the entire movie. And the one guy's supposed to be the head scientist going, I didn't think it had an effect on a human. You're the one who, like, what?
You dumb bastard.
So they go straight to murder, who, by the way, the scientist checks the guy's pulse, who's breathing. And so instead of trying to help the guy, like, Let's just dump him somewhere.
Just
dump his body somewhere.
One of my other favorite scenes is he puts his ear to his heart.
Yeah.
I like that's some old school shit right there.
So now we cut to Anne freaking out about Herschel going missing to one of her drug smoking friends. She says it's not like him to stay out all night. And I'm like, really? It's not like the guy you've known for all of like maybe 2 or 3 days at best? I mean, yeah, you really know to get to know somebody in that amount of time. And it's just like, what the fuck?
I love her scene here where she's like, it's not like, she's like, oh, I'm worried about Herschel, talking to this other like fucking Matthew McConaughey looking guy
from Fast Times. Yeah, very much Matthew McConaughey.
Like
Fast
with
Times.
a fucking opium pipe. Yeah. And he's like, hit this baby, just relax. She's like, all right, takes a big puff. And she's like, I'm still worried about Herschel.
He should be out all night. You know nothing about this guy. You met him 2 days ago. You've had sex with him once. And it's like, Jesus.
I mean, are we under the guise that he's been working or living with her for a while? If so, the passage of time has not been established.
At all.
No.
At all. No, because it's been, he meets... Okay, let's look. No, I want to say. Okay, day one, he meets Angel on the highway. They go home to the party. That's day one, night one. He leaves with Angel that night. So next day. So now we're on day 2. Day 2, he's working on the pool, doing that stuff, I believe.
Yeah, smoking that wacky tobacco.
Yeah, I think day 2 he gets the job. He gets the job from Dad to work around the house. So he's doing and work on the pool. That's day 2. Meets Ann, and then so day 2 he fucks Ann. Day 3 is when he wakes up. He's running late. So it's 3 days. She's known him basically 24 hours or about. And she's like, he's not like him to stay out late. I love him so much.
She is a drug user.
She is
smoking a lot of, who
so,
knows? She's smoking a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff from various pipes. I do love that guy's pipe because it reminds me of my old tobacco pipe.
Pretty sweet.
It's got this long white pipe. I'm like, oh man, I want that pipe. But anyway.
Marshall's into that opium pipe.
So we go right back to 2 scientists as they stumble through their dialogue about Herschel and worrying about cops showing up.
It's brutal.
It's brutal. And thank God, because we're going to get another clip here. Just listen to how this dialogue, especially scientist number 2, it's like he can barely even speak English at one point. Just listen for that and enjoy.
The way I see it, this thing is really getting out of hand. Next thing you know, somebody's going to call the police, and they're going to bring the Missing Persons Bureau in on it, and they're going to come here as the last place he was supposed to have been. And we're all going to get locked up.
Suppose we get questioned. Are we going to tell the police the truth,
or are we going to lose our jobs?
I think we're going to lose our jobs anyway. We're damned if we do and damned if we don't. I don't want any cop trouble.
Neither do I. Right now, we're not involved in anything if we just split. Like just what?
You mean right now, this very minute? You know, Gene, there are times when I suspect that you're the brains of this outfit.
So, yeah, like I said, the first guy here talking
brutal.
It's so brutal. He's like assistant scientist. He's the dopey guy, but it's seriously, like, the guy's like never spoken English before. It's like, he can barely speak out that line of his.
I love that sound. It sounds like someone's going...
Oh, into the mic the whole time? Yeah.
It could be just that guy with the mutton chops breathing. He's a hefty guy whose lips never move very much.
They really don't.
He kind of talking like his lips don't move, and he's talking all the time about science and what they're gonna do with the body.
So, so we see nights falling out, and we jump back to Herschel. You know, the guy who they thought was dead.
The guy who they thought was dead. They thought maybe they should move the body.
And they're supposed he dumped the body somewhere.
Twitching.
He's still twitching.
Still twitching.
And his body's in the same fucking place we last saw it.
And it's now nighttime.
It's now nighttime.
He's been twitching for God knows how long.
Yeah, he's still twitching. The camera cuts to some bushes, and we see Herschel, then we see Herschel from the waist down walking off somewhere. So, like...
Herschel's up and moving.
He's up and moving.
Supposedly.
Yeah. Now we go back... Oh, God. Okay. Now we go back to this dark bedroom. where Anne's sleeping. She's sleeping on this sweet 70s waterbed.
Fuck.
Dude, she might as well be on fucking like Lake Tahoe because she is bobbing up and down.
Motion in the ocean.
Yeah,
dude, the sweet waterbed. Do you see her sleeping in like a red dress or red outfit
red
with this like
something.
cheetah print? That's like cheetah print like sheets.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you just see waves, just waves happening. I'm like, yeah.
It is like so 70s. She wakes up to see Herschel standing over her, only now he has a giant paper mache turkey head. Let that sink in. I'm not going to go on. A giant paper mache turkey head with giant bulbous red eyes, like a beak that doesn't move, and just feather.
There's
It's
teeth
so
in the beak. It's so bad.
It's so insane to look at this thing. It's fucking ridiculous. But at the same time, you kind of love it. She screams. She passes out. Herschel walks off screens. And then for the next several seconds, we just watch a passed out Anne on the bed. And we hear what sounds like Herschel stumbling around in the dark.
Yeah.
Running into a wall over and over again.
It just sounds like commotion in the background as we watch a passed out Anne.
Just lay there on the bed. Do not. Yeah. He comes back with a note on a piece of paper.
Shakes
her awake. She sits up, reads the note, and then says, Herschel? But this scene, like, it's so damn dark, it's nearly impossible to see what's happening here. So basically, this is what she ends up saying. She says, as long as she doesn't look at him, it's okay. Like, as long as I don't have to look at you, we're fine.
Basically, it's like, you're a horrible turkey monster, but I know it's you, and I love you for you.
Even though I just met you 24 hours ago.
But I just can't stand to look at your horrible turkey face.
Yeah. So time passes, and he's been writing, basically, he's been writing
notes
all these
after notes after notes.
Basically telling her his life story now, basically what happened to him since he last saw her. And in the last note, he asks her for more drugs. He's like, by the way, can you give me some more drugs? I need my fix. She wonders if he'll ever go back to normal, if the effects will wear off. She calls him ugly, which upsets Herschel, which can now only speak by making gobbling turkey sounds. She rambles on about feeling a little bit guilty that this is partially her fault, and that the pretty girl should stay with the monster that she created. And then she starts going on to like marriage and kids and shit, which is fucking hilarious.
She starts going on about what are the kids
gonna think? What are the kids gonna look like?
What are the kids gonna look like?
To
which Herschel stands up.
Oh, I'm playing. This is the other audio clip I have. Just this is Anne's whole monologue about this. It's a longer clip, but it's just when you stop and think about it, it's fucking insane.
Pretty choice.
It is. It really is.
And when I woke up, I was like this. I don't have time to write all of it. I need some stuff. Maybe you can help me. Please. God, Herschel. I just can't believe you're here like this. Do you think the effects of it will ever wear off? What if it never wears off? Gosh, Herschel, you sure are ugly. Honey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean... Herschel. You know, I got a guilty feeling that I caused all of this. And I'll stick with you. You know I love you. I've got to be dreaming this whole thing, Herschel. So I guess the pretty girl in the scene should stick with the monster she created. But what would it be like if you stayed like this? If we got married, what kind of life would we have together? if you stayed that way? What would the children think of their father looking like that? My God, what would the children look like? What would they think? Would they look like their father? Herschel, what are you doing? Herschel? Oh. Herschel? Herschel? Oh my God.
All right. So that's her reaction. That's her monologue after finding out Herschel is now a man turkey beast monster.
So let's get this straight. Herschel just slipped her the old wishbone.
Yes, exactly. That's my next. I was like, so I can tell by the sound of it, it's like, oh, Herschel, what are you doing? She basically fucks him with turkey head and all.
Dude.
She like, all right, let's do this.
I'll take a thigh. I'll take a wing. I'll take the bone. Hey.
He'll take your breast. Oh, that was bad.
I'll slip in the other white meat.
The other white meat.
Cranberry sauce as lubricant. This turkey's doing the stuffing.
This turkey's stuffing her. Yeah. But if you think about that whole scene, it's insane. She basically she gets woken up to the man she's supposed to be madly in love with for all of 24 hours, who is now a giant turkey monster.
Man hybrid.
And she's like, okay, as long as I don't look at you, I guess this will work. But what about marriage? What about the kids? What do they think? What do the kids look like? Ooh. Oh, you want to fuck right now? Okay, let's get it.
Is she gonna lay eggs?
I laughed so much during this scene. If you really break down what she says, I love how it's really not her concern about Herschel. It's more about what and how it will affect her, not how it affects him.
She's way ahead of her time. She should have been around here in 2018. She's in 1972. She's way behind her time. How's this going to affect me and my Instagram account? Yeah. Dang.
So we cut to Anne on the phone with her sister Angel. She's crying and begging for help, and she wants Angel to come over right now. So at this point, we get interrupted by the narrator again. He talks about how it's man's basic instinct to turn to God when all hope seems lost, and wanting help from us, but then wanting help from a source that we laugh at and scoff at when things are going well. He ends up saying, "Be careful what you pray for," and he continues to talk. And the scene goes back, and he's talking over a scene where Herschel reveals himself to Angel, who's with Anne. And then keep in mind, Angel barely reacts to this. Like, she's seen a giant turkey-headed man monster a dozen times before. She doesn't scream. She doesn't try to run. She doesn't like, oh my God. She's like, huh. Okay. Like, it's the most...
Have you given yourself to the Lord?
Yeah.
Turkey monster.
You know, if you prayed more, this might not have happened.
Have you heard the good news, Turkey monster? He is risen.
I don't know if this was... Have you heard the word? The word is the bird.
The word is the bird. And Jesus said, the word is the bird.
Bird. The word is the bird.
Oh, fucking
yeah, I think
Christians.
that's John 3:17.
Oh, Christians are gonna hate us.
So, the next day, the two male friends of Anne's come over. The one is the one guy we saw earlier with the long hair, mustache, and mutton chops. And she tells him that Herschel's here, but he's now something out of Star Trek or the Twilight Zone.
In which they get a good giggle out of.
They do get a giggle out of that one. Mutton Chop laughs at this, and asked her if she wanted, like, hey, do you want in on this opium? No. He asked her if she's been smoking opium. That's what it is.
You got any of that opium you've been smoking?
Yeah. Like, you must be on something. Think of this. So friend 2, who is the Matthew McConaughey lookalike, he also has long hair, sideburns, but this guy's a little more caring. He's a little more like, maybe there is something there. Anne tells Herschel to come out, which he does. As soon as he comes into view, the camera does like this fast zoom in on his turkey head, accompanied by this piercing music sting, which from here on out gets used way too much, and again makes my ears bleed. It's awful. And then it just cuts to Herschel walking through some tall grass and bushes at night. Like, what? Why is he suddenly outside? Where is he going?
Here's the problem. It's a real bad editing because it's like, here he is. They see him, swing, zoom in.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they're both like shocked, and rightfully so.
Yeah,
they're
rightfully
seeing
so.
a turkey hybrid human.
Yeah.
And, there's like shock and this sound and me. But then the next cut is Herschel Turkey Man
Just
walking through the
grazing
grass.
in the field.
Right, like just stumbling through some high weeds.
He ends up
Like, what happened?
Exactly.
Did something happen between them?
like they get into an argument. Did they try to eat him or something?
Did they say, Herschel, buddy, what's wrong? We don't know. We have no idea.
Nothing. All we know is he ends up outside some house, and which he spies through a window on. And I found it funny here that I noticed that when we see Herschel's point of view, when he's looking through the window, we see his point of view, the shutters are open so you can see through. But when it cuts to like the wide shot of Herschel himself, you can clearly see the shutters are now closed.
Oh, yeah.
So they go from open to close, open to close. Inside, he watches Guy talk some blonde girl into shooting up with him. And it might be the blonde girl from the party scene earlier, but I'm not really sure.
I think it is, but I'm not sure either.
And it doesn't fucking matter anyway. So, Tertial or Herky or whatever you want to call
Herky. I like Herky.
Herky.
Tertial or Herky. Herky.
So Herky, he hides, quote unquote, behind a tree.
Come on.
And I use the word between very loosely because he's standing behind a palm tree but the problem is the palm tree splits right at the base into two trees, and he's just standing between the gap of the two trees. He's not hiding, he's just standing between the gap.
Giant turkey man monster.
In between the gap, there's nothing covering him up at all. He's plainly visible. So the blonde girl exits the house, and I'm guessing she's pretending that she doesn't see the man turkey monster standing there.
Or she's just fucking high as a kite.
Because she walks right past him, like literally 2 feet in front of this guy.
She could be like, hey, what's up there, Godzilla?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up there, Nightmare on Elm Street? Hey, what's up there, human turkey hybrid?
Yeah.
Whatever. She could just be high as could be.
Who knows? She walks right past them. She goes to unlock her car door. Herky walks up behind her, and in the easiest kidnapping in history, just scoops the woman up and carries her off.
And she's kicking those little feet as fast as she can kick.
I was like, yeah, but barely. Like, this bitch doesn't scream. She does when she gets grabbed from behind and carried away. She barely puts up a fight. She doesn't struggle. Like Aaron said, all she does is kind of kick her little feet at the knees as she's whisked off by Herky.
Herky jerky.
I gotta give you some of that herky jerky. That herky jerky sure is tasty.
Dude, I love this guy. Did he pluck her tongue out like a worm? Like,
I'm gonna pluck your feathers, bitch. Now it cuts to some bushes where we hear a really shitty, awful scream, followed by some more ear-piercing music scenes, and then we just see Herschel's head pop up into view, and that's it. That's all we get.
That's so strange.
It's so strange. We cut
so
back
I'm assuming he killed her?
Yeah, we're assuming he killed her, but you don't see anything.
Don't see it.
We cut back to Ant's friends. We're just sitting around smoking dope. Mutton chop.
So these are the guys who just saw Herschel.
Yeah.
And they cut away to Herschel doing what he just did.
Yeah.
And now we're cutting back to them, and they're just
like, whatever, just
chilling on the couch.
Smoking dope.
Smoking a doobie. Like, they're just like, wow, he looks fucked up. That's basically what that scene is. They're just like, holy shit, he's half turkey. Damn Yep, that's fucked up. That's the whole scene.
It really is. Mutton Chop tells Anne that they do whatever they can to keep up with Herschel's drug needs now, because apparently he has to have his pot fix in turkey form. It's been become more severe since he's mutated now.
How does a turkey smoke with a beak?
I don't know. That's a great question. How do you smoke with a beak?
Okay, brother, blow in as I blow out.
He's gonna have to. Somebody's gonna have to shotgun it to him all the time.
So they're committed to keeping Herky high as hell.
Yeah.
We gotta keep this guy high.
But they're concerned because his needs have become so great that Herky's basically a Scarface level pot addiction now.
They're gonna put people out of business.
Yeah, like we don't know if we can get all this.
His pot needs are so severe.
We don't have enough pot in the state of Florida to keep up with him or something.
Fucking Florida. Jesus Christ.
They talk more about how Herschel has changed, and that he's not Herschel anymore, especially he's not Herschel in the head anymore, that he's become dangerous.
He's Herky.
He is Herky. But I find it funny because as far as they know, there have been zero signs or indication that he's become violent as a turkey.
Correct.
And all Ann knows that he's still a tender lovemaker, I guess. He's still...
Yeah.
He gave her the wishbone, so...
He just got embarrassed by his appearance and rushed off into the woods.
Yeah, but they're like, oh, he's dangerous. Like, they don't... There's no indication that these guys know this at all. Anne swears she still loves him. Again, I find this funny because, like I said, she met him just a few days ago, had a handful of conversations, which, by the way, he rejected her, remember, 3 or 4 times. And, they had sex one time, and he's a hideous man turkey beast, and he's like, I still love him. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So,
marijuana's a hell of a drug.
It really is. That marijuana will make you do crazy things. Now we cut to some random girl getting out of a random car that drives away. She stands there for a moment, gushing and acting like she's in love, like she's got that little girl.
She seems kind of stumbly. I got it kind of as a drug euphoria.
Really, I thought it was more
I got her kind of like in a drug euphoric state because she's kind of stumbling, rubbing her face, all.
See, I took it as almost like one of those 40s fish, like, oh, I'm so in love, he's so dreamy, kind of reaction to. It doesn't matter. She's suddenly. Like I said, it just cuts to her up against a tree, and her facial expressions make you think that she's getting a little bit of that good old oral satisfaction because it's this chair, and she's like, and then that's like, what's happening? Where did this come from? And then a hand reaches in, grabs her by the face, and pulls her off camera. So what's going on?
Is Herky going down on her as he pulls her away before he pulls her off?
That would be crazy, but why would she let Herky go down on her in the first place?
He is a turkey monster.
He is a turkey monster.
I think she's high.
Either way, but it's like, what is happening? It's so crazy. It then cuts again to another car driving up. Another random woman gets out, and for some reason, she starts walking towards the camera.
This woman looks like Sarah Huckabee Sanders' grandmother.
She's looking...
It's the 70s. She looks like Sarah Huckabee Sanders, but she's from the 70s. Ergo, her grandmother.
But she's walking towards the camera looking all scared and freaked out, which makes zero sense. She's like, what? What the hell's happening? And the camera then zooms in so much on her head that she comes just like a bobbing head on the screen. It's really weird looking. Another cut back to Herky, who has now somehow managed to find a tall metal ladder out of nowhere, upon which he has strung up the first random girl upside down.
Upside down.
He pulls out what looks like a screwdriver.
Or a box cutter.
Or something.
I thought it was a box cutter.
We get a quick shot of random girl number 2 just standing there watching all this, by the way.
In shock.
Then we go back to Herschel, who in an almost magical way cuts open girl 1's neck. Girl 2 finally starts to scream one of the worst screams I've ever heard in a movie.
Please tell me you have that scream.
Oh, I have it somewhere.
Fuck yes!
Which is then looped over and over several times.
It's looped over and over and over and over.
Accompanied by the ear-piercing music scenes, which we've heard all along.
And possible...
Yeah. So... You know what? All right, I think this is the right sound clip. We'll see if this is it or not. So hopefully it is.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's the cut.
That's it.
That's
Yeah,
the fucking cut. Because holy crap.
Yeah.
As we see.
Oh, they heard all of it. I played the entire clip. I mean,
That's madness.
It is madness, and it keeps going, and it keeps zooming in on the girl who's got her. The funny thing is, she's screaming like that, but she's got her. It looks like she's biting into her arm, so she shouldn't be even making noises anyway.
The back of her wrist.
Yeah.
As it cuts, it zooms on her face. Zooms to Turkey cutting like Herky.
Yeah, Herky
cutting someone upside down. Back to her. Back to Herky. Back to her. Back to Herky. Like making cups with his hand.
Because Herky, who at this point is just ignoring the screaming witness to his murder,
doesn't give a fuck.
Doesn't give a shit. Yeah, because like Aaron, you were about to say, he starts trying to catch all the flowing neck blood in his cupped hands.
Like he's cupping his hands,
which he then tries to drink with his beak.
With his weird beak mouth.
Yeah.
Hence, blood free.
I guess that's the only possible connection I can make to this.
He's
the title.
in the blood.
Oh,
so he's a vampire turkey?
Yeah, also I need to mention that this victim tied to the ladder is awake the whole time.
She's kind of
but
smiling.
not once does she scream, struggle, or fight to free herself.
Don't worry.
Nope. She just calmly hangs there like nothing's wrong, like she's not about to get killed by a man-turkey beast.
The screams are covered by Sarah Huckabee Sanders' grandmother. She's covered. She doesn't scream for shit.
So
I really butchered delivery on that one.
We cut back to Anne, who's still having a pity party for herself. And then she comes to the conclusion, like her friends, I guess they said this was part of the conversation we missed because they cut it out or something. But she comes to the conclusion that something has to be done about Herschel. And her two friends says, don't worry, we'll take care of it.
We got this shit.
What? Wait. Did Anne just put a hit out on Herschel? Because that's what it sounds like.
Yes.
It sounds like Anne just told her buddies to find and kill Herschel, the man she was just seconds ago confessing her undying love for. But now after one brief discussion with her druggy pals, the best thing is to have him killed?
Marijuana's a hell of a drug.
What is happening? I love this movie. It's so fucking crazy.
This is where I found that she has like a 3-leveled haircut.
Yeah, her hair is it's like 70s crazy.
She's got bangs.
Yeah.
Then a bob. And the back is long.
Yes.
It's like bangs bob long.
Yeah.
Her hair looks awesome.
But see, it works so for the 70s. Like, it totally works.
Bangs bob long.
Like, I'm surprised somebody hasn't brought that hairstyle back now.
Me too.
Like, somebody needs to bring that back.
It looks cool.
It actually works.
She looks hot. I like it.
She does.
If anybody, hey, bangs bob long.
Bangs Bob long.
Hashtag bangs bob long.
So we get.
I'm trying to convince my wife to go bangs bob long.
That would be awesome. Melissa, you gotta do it.
I don't know. She's got the bangs. I'm like, all you gotta do is bob long.
Bob
you got the
long.
long. You just need to do the bob, baby. She might be on board. I'm like this close to making her go black hair.
Melissa, do it. Melissa, do it.
Because this character has
jet black
hair.
Yeah. So we get a quick shot of Herschel walking in the darkness by himself now.
You sound like Herschel Walker. He's like Herschel walking, but you're like Herschel Walker.
Then we get another hard cut to some couple sneaking into the front seat of a truck. And not like a big, roomy, like, cross-country Mack carrier truck. No, just like a little shitty Ford farm truck that they're sneaking into in the middle of the night.
sneaking in, and she's a fucking smoke show.
Yeah, she is.
She's hot. She's got this American flag like outfit on. And this guy is like a
Skeezy, yeah.
50-year-old.
He looks like a skeezy carpet salesman or something like that.
50-year-old carpet salesman with a fucking rug on his own head.
And again, keep in mind, these are adults. They're acting like kids sneaking in like their parents' car.
She's fucking hot and
She is.
young.
Yeah, she is.
And he's old and skeezy.
Yeah. But anyway, so the man just pulls out a bunch of drug shit from his pocket. It's like,
he's like, give me your arm. He just wraps her arm off, ties it off, and he's about to shoot her up with some fucking junk.
We get another shot of Herschel walking. And I'm guessing
What do you say, Herschel Walker? I can't get it up. I keep thinking of Herschel Walker. I just think of this like muscular black guy walking around when you say Herschel walking. Sorry.
It's all right.
You should say Herky.
Herky, okay, Herky.
Herky, because I think of Herschel Walker, who was, if anyone doesn't know, an extremely great running back all throughout the 80s.
Yeah.
We got that out of the way.
So, anyway, the skeezy man injects whatever it is into the girl's arm. And he just basically disappears.
Yeah.
Like he gets her high and then just like poof, he's gone. It's like he slithers out the side of the door.
Like, come on, baby,
gone.
give me your arm. He shoots her up and he's like, yeah. And then he looks up and he sees Herky.
Is that what it's supposed to be?
He sees the face of Herky.
Because I didn't see it. I saw him shoot her up, and then next thing I kind of looked up, and he was just gone.
He just goes, and like you said, wiggles his way out of the truck as she's fucking high as a kite.
Yeah.
Just fucking doped to shit.
Yeah, and the girl gets grabbed by Herky. We then cut to the same girl hanging upside down again. Herschel stabs her in the neck again and tries to catch the blood in his cupped hands, which again he tries to drink.
Now this is a much more extravagant blood scene.
Much more.
Blood is spraying out of her neck.
Yeah. The first girl is like a little drizzled. This one they get fucked up. This one they did a little too much.
And what I love is like she's screaming, but it's the exact same screaming effects.
It is.
That we had before.
I'm not playing it again, but yeah.
You already heard it, Moongoons.
They use that same screaming loop over every scream, every female scream, along with the same music staff.
As blood is spraying out of her neck.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, Herky can just kneel down, put his little beak onto it, and just sprays into his mouth.
I love to see Herky do like one of those like weird like little like desktop water birds like take a like. He just keeps bending his head over like anyway, so now she's dead. Okay, she's dead. Blood's gushing out over her. Next we see some random old guy who comes out of his house, which I guess Herky killed this girl up against this dude's house for some reason. Like what? It's like it's so weird. Like nothing.
This scene doesn't make any sense.
Nothing makes sense from here. No, it's like you see these guys in their truck and you think maybe they're out in the field, a field somewhere, or like a bar, or farm. But then he grabs the girl, and next thing you know, I guess he's like around on the side of some old guy's house. Like he's just where he's strung up to, I guess, the gutter or something. Like what's this girl hanging from on a house? And this old guy comes out. It's like seeing what this commotion is. And Herschel just grabs him by like the face, like right by the jaw, chin line. And just kind of wiggles him back and forth for a bit, which is apparently enough to kill this guy.
Which he has no teeth.
Yeah.
He has no teeth.
No teeth. He was in such a rush, he forgot to put his dentures in.
He's got no teeth.
No
teeth.
It's
so weird.
And so the camera then cuts to a shot of this old man lying dead in the grass.
With his gums hanging out.
And more ear-piercing music stings. And then to make it more confusing, another dude in a blue shirt runs out, or at least I think it's a dude.
Oh, this scene's fantastic.
At first, I thought it was like a really butch chick, but this guy finds the dead old man.
He runs up, cradles him, and he's like, oh,
yeah.
Oh, he's like, it's
Cradles
dad or something.
Yeah.
Like, he looks up dramatically. Like, looks up into the camera like, fuck Herky.
Yeah. And like fueled by the anger of 1,000 suns.
And in slow motion.
He gets up, he leaps over a fence.
And when we say he's a big dude, he's like 350 pounds.
He looks like he belongs like a 1980s WWF wrestling ring. He's like an 80s wrestler.
He's like 350 pounds. He's like fatty muscle.
Yeah, like the wrestlers in the 80s, or most of them anyway.
Offensive lineman from the 80s, you know, like just a big man who can kind
But
of
has like
move.
a woman's haircut for
So
some
he's
reason.
running and he
He
leaps over the fence, which I'm very impressed by.
Yeah, I wonder how many takes that took, because I kept waiting for like the foot to get caught, not quite make, and take face
and it's
plant.
in slow motion. He's like,
And he charges Herschel, who has his back to him because Herschel's still drinking the blood of the dead woman.
Herky is drinking the blood.
He attacks Herky with like the 80s wrestling, like a double over the head double axe handle strike in slow motion. It's like Hulk smash.
I love this guy.
I love it. He then pulls the knife / screwdriver, whatever, out of the girl's dead body, uses it to stab Herky in one of his giant
Into
red
his
bulbous
eye.
eye holes.
So this guy not only double axe handle smashes Herky down, pulls out a screwdriver out of a girl's neck, stabs Herky in the eye with it. I'm like, holy shit, this guy is awesome.
And then, so
Herky looks
Herky
fucked.
screams in pain, which
He
is,
looks like he's done for.
yeah, he's screaming in pain, which is just another dubbed over scream that sounds nothing like Herschel, by the way.
It's just,
I didn't get that audio. But it's bad.
You know what it sounds like.
So Herky then pulls the knife or screwdriver, whatever it is, out of his eye, then stabs the man with it.
In the neck.
Or in the chest or something. And I get more atrocious dub screaming, which is played on a loop.
Blood squirting everywhere.
The man dies instantly. And then, but the funny thing is, he dies like seriously, he's stabbed, dead. There's no like, oh god, it's just instant death. And then for a good 10 to 20 seconds after he's dead, we still hear his crappy screaming on a loop. It goes on and on, even though the guy dies instantaneously.
He's clearly not moving his mouth. He's clearly not screaming.
He's dead on Herschel, but you still hear this awful screaming.
Clearly
for like
not
10
moving.
seconds. Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
It's pretty awesome.
So we cut to Anne, who is now with Guy, who tries to make out with her. Like, hey, baby, let's make, he just instantly tries to hook up with this girl. She's like, no, I'm still, I still love Herschel, whatever.
Can't blame a guy for trying.
He still continues to try to get into her pants. He even tries the old douchebag move, like, baby, I saw Herschel with some blonde woman last night. They were strung out of their minds. Don't even think about him. Let me put my dick in you. Basically is what he's trying to do.
I'm becoming a big fan of Guy.
And that's the scene. And then we jump to this skinny, balding guy in a plain white shirt and blue jeans going through his brown lunch bag full of drug paraphernalia and druggies.
So he can tell he's like measuring out like different he's measuring out coke or measuring out drugs
Weed or something.
Like,
yeah.
It looks like it's coke because it's powder, white powder. He's measuring out drugs, quote unquote drugs, and he's like putting in a different packages.
But it's funny. He pulls out like just a plain brown paper like you would take a school lunch in. It just found funny. He gets a call from Guy, who is now shirtless for some reason, by the way.
So Guy made it happen.
You almost made it like maybe he did end up banging Anne. Because coming up, what I see comes up, he might have actually. It turns out the skinny guy in the white shirt is Guy's drug supplier. So the drug dealer, this is the drug dealer's drug dealer. Guy wants more stuff from him. They never say exactly what. It's always just
just
stuff.
stuff.
I need stuff.
The stuff. Maybe it is the stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I wish that would be. We go. Oh, hold on. I gotta check my notes here for a second because I may have skipped something here.
So as Marshall looks at his notes, I'm gonna keep commenting on Schlafly Kolsch. Kolsch, it's cool and crisp, refreshing. It's something you drink in the fall, winter, spring, or summer.
Okay.
Your choice, Kolsch.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
So we go back to Anne now, who is now lying in some bedroom. At first, I'm like, what the fuck? Where is she? But I guess it's Guy's bed. It's his bedroom.
She's like in a completely different outfit.
Completely different outfit.
And she's laying down, and her butt is showing, and you could see blue panties.
White panties. She's wearing a blue denim mini dress.
Well, no. They were baby blue panties.
They were white.
Well, on my screen, baby.
Okay, they were baby blue on your. Okay.
They were baby blue panties.
You
know what? These fucking effects from this 1972 piece of trash.
It doesn't matter, but you get like this. You get that piece of paint like right between that covers up. Just covers up.
Because both my wife and I are like, ooh, panties.
Yeah, you get the upskirt shot. But she's sleeping in Guy's bed now.
She looks satisfied,
and
too.
that's what I'm saying. That's what
she
I'm like,
looks satisfied.
she is in deep sleep. Like, yeah. And I was like, maybe she did just fuck Guy.
She got that puss pounded.
So again, this bitch goes, I love Herschel so much. He's my boy. We should kill him. Guy, don't fuck me. I still love Herschel. Guy, let's have sex. That is what basically seems to have happened
that
now.
sex was so good, I went and take a nap.
I went and took a nap. Yeah.
That's some good sex. When you have to take a nap afterwards, that's good sex.
His dick was so deep, it put her ass to sleep.
Put that ass to sleep.
Put it to sleep. Proper.
And he's ordering drugs.
And he delivery.
This guy's a go-getter.
So now we get several shots that go back and forth between Anne sleeping on the bed, Herschel randomly walking around in the same tall grass area, and then the drug kingpin guy. I'm just calling him Kingpin KP from here now because I don't care. Arriving at Guy's house. Kingpin wants his money, but Guy's $75 short.
$75?
$75. But in the 70s, that was a lot more.
Yeah, that's true.
This does not make the Kingpin happy. So to cover the difference, to make them even, Guy has a brilliant idea.
Brilliant.
He tells Kingpin that there's a super hot chick, knockout chick, sleeping in my bedroom. You can go in there and basically have your way with her, and we'll call it even. And Kingpin's like,
call it even, Steven.
And the guy's like, because they crack the door open.
I do love this part because he's like looking at him and goes, let me see the girl.
Yes, let me see.
Let me see.
So he cracks open the door, and they sit there and stare at Anne sleeping, and the Kingpin's like,
and you see that panty shot and all that stuff?
The panty shot, and the guy's like got a smirk on his face, like slowly nodding in his head, like, yeah. And he's
we
like,
got a deal.
We got a deal. So Guy just grabs his shirt and leaves his house.
Yeah.
He goes, fuck it, I'm out.
He's like, see you, buddy.
I'm going to sell these drugs. I got something else to do. You have fun raping this girl.
I got work to do. You got work to do. I'll see you tomorrow. Holy shit. The 70s are crazy.
It is insane.
70s Florida is insane.
I don't think much has changed in Florida, but yeah.
Shit.
Christians in Florida people are going to hate us.
I know. Christian Floridians are really going to hate us.
So KP goes in the bedroom, kneels down next to a sleeping Anne. He starts rubbing his hands up and down her legs, and then he just straight up starts fondling her pit boobs.
Straight for the titties.
Right for the titties. And he's like squeezed, like he's not being gentle.
There's no technique. He's just like titties.
It's like a kid playing with Play-Doh for the first time. It's like,
it mushes between my fingers.
Yes.
Wow. She's molesting those tits.
And at first she's like, oh, Herschel. And then, but she opens her eyes, sees it's the Kingpin. She starts screaming.
Wow, she's screaming pretty.
Yeah,
like,
and this is an actual scream. This is not like the dub scream.
This
you
is
heard.
where it gets kind of
creepy.
Like, ooh.
Yeah.
It went from like, kind of like it's like baby's first rape.
Fisher Price rape, yeah.
And then it turns real dark real quick.
Because he like gets on top of her, covers her mouth with one hand while he's got his other hand around her neck. And he basically tells her unless she wants her pretty little neck broken, she'll shut up and basically let this happen. And then KP looks up and freezes in terror. He looks up and he just freezes. Eyes are all big because somehow, some way, he now sees Herky staring at him. Now, where the hell Herky came from is a complete mystery. Because is he supposed to be in the closet? I have no clue. Is he outside the window looking in? No fucking idea.
We just got to zoom in of Herky's face.
Yeah, it's just a giant turkey head looking, and KP's like, uh-oh. He rushes out of the house, leaving a passed out Anne on the bed.
Which, she could be dead for all we know.
Yeah, at this point, because she's motionless, he may have actually strangled her by mistake. We don't know. She's motionless. She's on the bed. Turns out Guy's house is also some sort of commercial building with its own parking lot and self-storage facility right behind it.
Kingpin runs on the street and he's trying
Did you notice when he leaves the front door? It's not like a wooden door of a house. It's like a glass door with one of those pull hands, like a little metal bar. It's a fucking door to a business you would see on any sidewalk. He walks out and there's a parking lot filled with cars.
I mean, he could be living in a condo like that. Who knows? But the funny thing is he starts running down the street to this industrial park. It's like fucking...
It doesn't run out. He goes around the corner. He goes around to the back of the building where there's like this self-storage facility is.
It was like storage wars going on there. It's just like, this one's no good. This one's no good. This one's just right.
He tries. He like, this one's locked. This one's locked. This one's like, he finds one that's open.
He finds one. Oh, he lifts open the lid of the storage unit and closes it. It's the biggest storage unit in the world.
Because now it's a fucking warehouse.
Now it's a warehouse.
It's ginormous. So, KP tries to hide as a gobbling Herky enters the giant warehouse now. And KP is horrible at hiding because he just stands in the most well-lit area of this warehouse. Like basically right underneath the light. He's just standing there.
Who wants to find me?
I'm right here. Herky just easily walks up behind KP and starts to strangle him. KP quickly falls unconscious, like nearly instantaneously, almost instantaneously.
Like, just grab his neck. Ugh.
Yeah. Herky places KP's body on a workbench that has this large power saw on it. Herschel cuts off one of KP's legs, who wakes up right as the saw touches the leg. He's screaming in pain, holding his stump leg. Herky then just like, you know what? This has been a long day. I'm tired. He takes a seat. He takes a seat next.
He does.
He leans up against the workbench, letting the blood from KP's leg just pour down over him. But then he's like, all right, I'm good. I got my breath back. I'm good.
As KP's screams are again a different loop.
Different loop.
Just
yeah. Herky stands back up, leaves as KP dies.
Just
dies. Yeah, he
bleeds out.
Bleeds
I guess.
out. Yeah. More shots of Herky walking around in tall grass, and at this point, what obviously is someone's backyard. It's just he's in a backyard now.
Totally is.
For some reason, he just falls over. He's walking and he falls over.
Falls over.
He gets up on his knees as Anne's two friends show up out of the bushes.
Two stoners
show up.
Show up out of nowhere.
Herschel is honestly, he has his hands clasped together. He's holding them up like he's praying to these guys.
He's kind of like pleading with them.
Yeah, he's pleading.
Is he saying, please kill me?
And we
or
see,
please help me?
Yeah, we don't know. It's just... And we see Matthew McConaughey raise up an arm holding a machete, and he swings it at Herschel's head. And holy fucking shit, what happens next is something you will never, ever, trying to do my best Jericho there, Chris.
Never,
ever see in a movie again. Or again. Sorry, Jericho, I can't do you like you do. Anyway, the camera, we see there's a machete raised, and you see it swing down to Herschel, and the camera cuts to an actual real life turkey
with its head chopped
getting
off.
Its head cut. You see its head cut off, and we watch as the headless turkey runs around flopping its wing in its death dance
with no head.
Yeah, and I actually had a hard time watching this. I found it hard to watch, and because you watch this turkey's death dance for a while, it lingers on this thing for a long time. And then this camera zooms in on the turkey's severed head, and there's just blood coming out, and there is no special effect. They just murdered a turkey for the scene.
Chopped the turkey's head off.
Yeah. And what? And then, that's not weird enough. Now, we cut back to Herschel's giant, now decapitated turkey head on a plate in the middle of a Thanksgiving-esque feast.
Next to an actual bird.
Now there's a whole cooked turkey next to the head, and we see about half a dozen hands reaching in and ripping.
Just bare hands ripping this turkey carcass
They ripped this thing
apart.
down to the bone.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing left of this thing. And I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? What's going on? Like,
I'm so glad I saw this after Thanksgiving.
yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. At this point, I'm like, am I high somehow? Did I somehow just get high? Am I hallucinating? What am I seeing? What is going on? We fade to black, and we fade in on a now normal Herschel lying in the grass.
Where he was twitching
it looks like the same area. He gets woken up by the father figure who tells him that they've been looking all over for him. Herschel sits up, feels his head and face, and says, "Oh, thank God, I've been hallucinating." After I ate that turkey, I went through hell. The father asked him if he's all right and if he's done any other drugs, because that's the logical leap from,
Sure.
oh, you've done any drugs? You know. Now, this is where this comes back to what you were saying earlier. Herschel tells him that he was in Vietnam,
Yeah.
where he got burned up pretty bad and was fed drugs to help with the pain. But that wasn't enough, so he started taking his own stuff.
And they go, what stuff? Pot.
Pot, yeah. I'm like, what the shit? Okay, first of all, so basically Herschel was a lying scumbag at the beginning. He's like, I've never done drugs. I won't do drugs. He lied to Angel, I guess, trying to get into Angel's pains. But you know, he's probably like, you know what, this girl's stuck up, bitch. I'm not gonna give anything. I'm going. Ann, come here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going.
You like
to
to
Ann.
party.
Yeah.
Ann likes to party. I'm for
Anyway,
Ann.
so basically now we're told that the entire movie was just a drug hallucination? What? Huh? The father helps him up and says he'll call Angel because she'll know what to do.
Huh?
Because the two of them work down at the Center for Addicts. The most generic thing ever.
Oh, you mean like the Bureau for Missing Bodies? Yeah. That was one of my favorites. The Bureau for Missing Bodies will come and investigate. Which I don't think we commented on earlier.
We did not. Oh my god, we totally skipped over that. How did we skip that?
Fuck it,
Oh.
we mentioned it now.
Oh god. So we cut to the father now talking to the two scientists again. He tells them that there'll be a large bonus for them as long as they keep their mouth shut about what happened to Herschel.
Huh?
So now this guy, even though he's supposed to be a man of Christ and upstate, he's like paying off his employees not to go public about Herschel having a weird drug hallucination from their experimental turkey meat. Like, what the fuck is happening? What is going on in this
He may
movie?
be a man of God, but he's also a man of science. He's very conflicted.
And a man of the dollar.
He's also... We gotta get that shit to market, baby.
Yeah.
Just put just enough drugs so they hallucinate good thoughts. No more of that weird herky-turkey thing.
So...
Goddamn.
So now we jump to Angel, who's working at the drug center. She gets a call about Herschel.
Yes! She's just sitting there at a fucking desk like it's a normal day.
Yep. And she says she's worried. She's like, I was worried something like this would happen. I'm like, really, bitch? You were worried that Herschel was smoking pot and eating experimental turkey meat would send him into a vivid, murder-filled drug dream? You were worried that was going to happen?
She just like rolls her eyes. I knew this would happen.
Like, that is so insanely specific. Yep, I knew it.
I knew that would happen.
Like, what the hell?
Same old story.
So now she calls to inform Anne about all of this. So, of course, we cut to Anne now answering Angel's call. They talk. Anne says this is all her fault, and in her shame, refuses to go see Herschel with Angel. Like, I can't go see him. Angel picks up Herschel, drives him home after telling him that Anne still loves him.
And he's like...
And that she's sorry.
He's rubbing his shoulders. He's coming down.
It's like he's going through that withdrawal again.
Yeah,
Like he's
yeah,
come
yeah.
down. Yeah. She talks more about God and faith. He's like, don't lose your faith, Herschel. Just try talking to God again. He'll help.
Blah, blah,
So
blah.
Herschel, it's like, fuck it. He takes your advice. He starts praying out loud.
Yes, he does.
In the front seat of Angel's car. And now we cut back to our smoking narrator. He talks more about fate and the only true law of nature is change. And that this, you know what? Fuck it. This is the one narrator thing I did record. So you're going to get the,
boy.
this is the.
So we go back to Swingers 70s Gandalf.
This is his last monologue of the movie. So I thought this would be one to play.
There's much to warn us all of the trends our destiny is taking. Our scientists agree that the one immutable law of life is change. There's much talk and protests about everything, about pollution, about drugs and their abuse. And this has been a story based partly on fact, partly on probability. But the horrors that occur in the minds of those who allow the indiscriminate use of the human body as a mixing bowl for drugs and chemicals are as real as the real horror. So when you eat or take into your body any chemical or drugs, You take a chance on reactions that are untested, unpredictable. There are government agencies, many responsible groups, fighting the use of chemicals in the food we eat, the water we drink. And yet there are far too many of us who go right on taking the good way of life for granted, ignoring the warnings. So, let's give a little thought to making our own story have a happy ending.
So holy fucking preachy at PSA, Moongoons. Like, this guy is so crazy. Like, and in fact, I love that he goes into a full-blown coughing fit at the end of this thing, which is insane. It's like...
I think it was tongue-in-cheek.
I don't know. Like, I swear I think they did this in one take, and he started calling. He's like, fuck it. Because if you listen... I don't know if you picked up on this when you watched it, and I was listening to the clip, and it cuts off too soon. But when you watch the movie, if you listen very carefully, right as he ends coughing and right before the narrator scene switches to the next scene, you can hear somebody off camera say, cut. Which I'm like, how does that make it into the movie? How does that get past editing?
I could have sworn it was kind of like a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing. It's like, well, you know what chemical is. If you do this, if you smoke pot and you smoke weird, yeah, blah, blah. I just smoking a cigarette, and I thought that was like tongue-in-cheek joke.
I don't think that movie is smart enough to do this. I think the guy just seriously went into a full-on coughing fit and just like,
which makes it way better.
And they was like, we don't have time. We're just doing this in one take. Just print it. Let's go. Like, I really think they just didn't care.
As he's smoking a cigarette, talking about the damages of drugs and
drugs,
smoking weed and
but not
smoking,
cigarettes. Cigarettes are okay, but
shooting heroin and you know the chemical debauchery that
but
happens to your body
as
he's
in the movie
smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, but they never say smoking's bad. They never do anything about smoking.
I love that he goes into a coughing fit. Yeah. That's why I thought it was fake. I thought it was like all tongue in cheek.
I think it's real.
Oh god! But Moongoons, judge for yourself.
Yeah. So anyway, like I said, you probably would think the movie's over now, right? Final monologue. It ends with the narrator just like it started.
It ends with Angel with Herschel,
who prays for thank you. You know,
praise
God help. Praise the Lord.
Jesus. Angel worked it out with Herschel. They're gonna be happy ever after.
Narrator comes in and closes it out, but nope, you're fucking wrong. It keeps going because we cut to Anne walking alone along an ocean pier on a warm summer day,
looking fucking hot, foxy.
Yeah, wearing this bikini, and she's looking really good. Except for when you see her up close, she's got this horrible green eyeshadow on. It looks absolutely atrocious.
It is pretty bad.
It's awful. Anyway, Herschel shows up as sappy 70s music plays, which sounds like it came from a 70s porno, but one of those like real porn where they try to tell like a real love story, not like just a bang, like not like just like a fucking
not like Chickawaka.
Yeah, no, but like a real like one of those sensual porn scene. But so anyway, we get shots of both of them standing there, the wind blowing through their gorgeous hair.
They both have gorgeous fucking hair.
Anne slowly looks up, sees Herschel. They lock eyes. He smiles really creepily at her. It's weird. Like he's like,
I don't know how to smile.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know human emotions.
I'll just show teeth. It looks more aggressive.
Yeah, it's creepy. It's weird. Anne runs into his arms. They hug and make out. And
dude, she throws her leg around him like she's wanting to fuck right there on the pier.
Yeah, they do. And then they walk off, arms wrapped around each other, down the pier. The words, "the end," appears on the screen. And the movie just ends. Like, there's no credits, there's no fade to black, it's just the end, movie's out. Boop. And it's the end, I'm back on the Amazon menus. Like, that's what happens. Literally, it just goes right back to my menu screen. So, that's fucking Blood Freak, guys.
It's blood.
Holy shit.
It's something.
It is definitely something. Oh my God. It is a wild ride. All right, so... Let's talk about our favorite kills this week.
Don't act like you didn't love it.
Favorite kill.
All right, Aaron, what do you got this week for your favorite kill?
All right, well, let's take a step back. There really weren't any kills so much, you know. I mean, there were some pseudo kills, but the kills were real weak or bizarre. I guess my favorite kill is going to be the chick who got shot up with junk in the car. She was too high to stave off Herky, was hung upside down and stabbed in the neck with a screwdriver, a box cutter, who knows, and her neck is just spurting blood as she's wearing an American flag, an elaborate American flag print, like a bikini or top.
It's just like it's like one of those like farmers like South. Like it's like a little tie up top. It looks like
like she's wearing kind of like it's like a
cotton
slutty outfit.
Yeah,
a slutty American flag outfit, and she's wearing a slutty American flag outfit, spurting blood over recorded screams.
Yeah,
that's my favorite kill.
Oh,
I don't know what else to say because the kills.
I'm actually torn. I have two in mind. And it's not because of the kills, really. It's about other stuff that happens besides the kills. Like, one is Kingpin. Because he strangled and then his leg cut off, he bleeds it. But the funny thing about it is that Hirsch just, like, decides to take a breather.
Dude,
like, he pops a squat. Like, I'm going to take a knee here.
I don't know if that was, like, preluding to him, like, being exhausted, stabbed in the eye. I shouldn't be amongst this people in this world. I shouldn't be existing as a human turkey hybrid. I'm barely hanging on. But if that was the case,
but they did not. I can't give that movie this much credit. It doesn't make any sense. And then the other thing I like. It's probably the worst kill is the toothless old man. He just gets grabbed by the face and wiggled around a bit and he's just dead.
Part of me wants to say, like, I don't care about the deaths. Favorite scene? That giant man jumping over the fence and rushing down to Herky.
The double axe handle. The demolition axe.
I love that they have this 350-pound man in slow motion, like, running and leaping over a fence.
I love when he raises his hand to do that. His shirt lifts up and you see his gut hanging out.
But at the same time, if I got double axe handled smashed by that guy, I'd be like, ah!
From behind.
Yeah, it hurt.
So I don't know, man. The old man death made me laugh. That wouldn't have made me laugh. I was like, what? Are you kidding me?
Old toothless man.
But in KP. But you know what? I think I'm probably gonna take the. I'm gonna go with the old toothless man because it made me laugh. It was so ridiculous and fast. And that's what led to the craziness of the guy in the blue shirt with the double axe handle leaping over a fence.
That's true. I thought it was his wife at first.
I did too. I thought it was like a fat, butchy woman.
Until I saw him like running, like get up and like, and I'm like, oh shit, that's just a big boy.
Yeah, but he's got like a really feminine like haircut.
Really feminine, but and of course his size doesn't help because he's got man tits.
I know
but he's so big, but he's big and agile too. He should be in pro wrestling. He should be like an old 80s wrestler.
I love to look at the guys up, find that name, turn out he was like some bad wrestler. He did wrestling or something.
Bad boy name. Bobby Eaton.
Like in the territories or something like that. Big Bobby Buford or something. Anyways.
Haystacks Calhoun.
Let's move on to odds and ends.
Not only did they watch these films, they researched them too. Ugh, what is wrong with these guys?
All right, ratings this week. We have IMDb gives it a 3.7 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, there is no official thermometer score, which was disappointing, but I understand. But it has a 47% audience score.
Wow.
Which is one of our higher ones lately, in recent episodes. And Amazon gives it a 3.7 out of 5. Plot keywords, there were 44. Nothing real great. I wrote down 3. Turkey as food, which I thought was a weird plot keyword.
Turkey as food?
As opposed to turkey as something else.
Turkey as
food.
I don't know, turkey as cement mixer? I don't know.
Yeah. Surrealism. And then this one, this is probably the only movie I've ever seen this one, but actual animal killed is a plot keyword.
Yes. It's like, who wants to watch a movie where an animal gets killed?
Yeah, exactly. That's weird.
You can find it here, because it was kind of disturbing. Kind of made me think of a Pork Chop. Everyone Pork Chop?
Yeah, the opening credits. Yeah, it was real hard to watch. I hated that. I hated it too. So yeah, that's it. Unfortunately, Panties was not on the list. Should have been. I guess the Panty Lovers just haven't seen the movie yet. But
well, it's a weird one.
It is a weird one. But
I would not go into this movie thinking I'm going to see panties, but
it's true. I know 70s and the exploitation stuff. There's a good chance.
I mean, you see chicks in bikinis.
Yeah,
but like,
but you get a legit panty upskirt shot in this of Anne on the back.
That's why it's dirty.
That is why it's dirty
because she's wearing a skirt, but she's in the suggestive position. You see a little panty and like, ooh, yeah.
So all right, let's move on to trivia. I did find a few things. Few trivia facts about this movie. Again, taken for what, with grain of salt. I can't verify all these, but supposedly the movie was originally rated X due to violent content, which I find hard to believe because there's barely any violent content in it at all. The most violent scene is the guy's getting his leg cut off.
Dude, that's like some of the tamest
and
shit.
It's so tame. But I mean, yeah, it's the 70s, but even then it's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out a few years later, I think, and it was way more violent. I don't know. It's taken it for what it is.
It's that time of year when they're like experimenting with the rating system.
Yeah,
I mean they didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah. Apparently, the film's original financier backed out during production and left. Directors Brad Ginter and Steve Hawks to complete it with their own resources. Don't blame the producer. Like, fuck this. I'm out of here, man. This is awful. What the fuck are you guys doing? I ain't paying for this shit.
Fuck this. I'm out.
Steve Hawks' character is supposedly named after B-movie director Herschel Gordon Lewis. Again, I don't know if that's true or just a coincidence somebody's making. The turkey monster head, it was made out of paper mache.
No shit.
Yeah, no shit on that one. The movie's cast was made of acting students from director Brad Ginter's class. So I guess he was a teacher somewhere. He's like, hey guys, which makes sense because they can't act at all. And probably wasn't even an acting or directing class. It's probably like a fucking accounting class because these guys don't know what the fuck they're doing on screen.
I didn't.
Exhibit A is scientist number 2. It's probably the worst one in
who? Mutton chops.
God, that guy. The victim who gets his leg cut off was an actual amputee, which you can tell. I mean, you can tell like when they cut off the leg, you can see like the big giant like prosthetic that's stuck to his stump because it makes a weird outline in his blue jeans. Like it's really obvious. So apparently years later, when asked about the movie, Steve Hawks referred to it as a sad chapter in my life, which I can understand that. Who knows?
Come on, man. It was awesome.
So that's all I got for
regret nothing, Steve Hawks.
I regret nothing. Let's move on to 5-star reviews.
Is this your guilty pleasure? 5-star reviews.
And boy, oh boy, what are the reviews for this? There are 35 total reviews on Amazon. 46% of them are 5-star, with 14% being 1-star.
I love it.
From Mikey, this is all bold in all caps, so keep that in mind.
Okay,
this is
all bold, all caps. So he's yelling.
And almost every sentence is ended with an exclamation mark, except for like one, I think.
Get extreme, Marshall.
Well, okay. This is probably the worst movie ever made. I love it. BTW, I've seen them all, and this is the most amazing mess of all. I've done many, many hours of research looking for the worst movie ever made and sat through a bunch of crap, and nothing even comes close to this. If you like this sort of thing, this film is far and away the greatest bad movie ever. I love it more every time I watch it. 5 stars.
Marshall, you did a great job reading that horrible review. Dude, you channeled it so well. You screamed in the microphone as hard as you could. And you read it perfectly.
I was actually trying to hold back a little bit because I didn't want to scream.
You did great, baby.
Thank you.
You did great.
From Benjamin Badger, a pro-Jesus anti-drug gore movie? ? It's as good and bad as you think it is. Great for movie nights with friends. 5 stars. From Greg Goodsell, this is a great brain-damaged disc. Blood Freak is a cautionary tale about smoking marijuana and then eating Thanksgiving turkey. You run the risk of becoming a white-headed turkey monster in flared jeans. What? 5 stars. Ronzo, booze, sex, and drugs. Yay, abstinence in Christ. The moral of this film is don't smoke weed or work for an experimental turkey farm that puts mind-altering chemicals in their product. You might transform into a giant blood-drinking turkey. 5 stars. Now, that's what I wrote down because I went through all the 5-star reviews, and pretty much all of them were very similar to saying like they're 5 stars because but everybody knew like it's the worst.
Sure.
It's bad. It's so good. It's bad. It's so good. There was nobody who was like, this movie's like legitimately great. And then all the 1-star reviews ended right down because they were basically the exact opposite. They were just like, this movie's awful. They're saying the same things, but they didn't appreciate the awfulness of the movie. So they're just like, this movie sucks. It's blah blah blah. Everything's bad, but not in a good, like not appreciated for a good way. So I didn't write down 1-star reviews this week. So that just takes us to our final wrapping up. Let's wrap the turkey up.
So no odds and ends.
That was odds and ends,
but there was no like no budget game.
No budget game. I there was no budget for this.
Dang.
I know. I would love to have a budget for this, but there was no budget.
Dang.
I wonder if Steve Hawk's still around. Maybe we should try to track him down and talk to him.
You want to talk about it?
I want to talk about this movie.
It's a dark time in your life. It's time to repent, Steve Hawks. Let it out, baby. Repent, rejoice in the Lord's bathing glory.
And be glad in it, because this is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it.
We'll say, are you guys Christian? We'll be like, nope. But we sure do like to exploit your kind. All right. My so good bad. I'm getting drunk. My so bad is it good, so bad is it scary. I'm going to have to say so bad it's good. I'm going to say so bad it's good. I really enjoyed it. It was so ridiculous. It was so... It's a good definition of so bad it's good.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, you have this ridiculous music, ridiculous characters, going to this ridiculous drug party. Things happen. There's an evil scientist. It's so ridiculous. However, I have to ask something of you.
Of me. Okay.
So, they're biking along. He meets Angel. Angel says, come to this drug party. I'm a good Christian girl, but come to this drug party.
Which, it makes me, why is she even going to this party in the first place? She's so anti-drug. Unless she's just going there to preach to people and try to convert them away from drugs.
Because she even says at the beginning, she's like, they're really into the drug scene. He goes, oh, what, pot? And she goes, well, that and more.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, no. Why is this good girl taking her to the pot party?
Yeah.
Another thing, the good Christian girl gets him the job at the corrupt scientific turkey farm.
Well, maybe she doesn't know about the seedy undergoing the secret dirty stuff going on.
Regardless, is the good Christian girl that
who's at fault for all this?
Yes.
Yep.
That makes the creepy, evil turkey.
Yeah,
man.
if it wasn't for her, Herschel never would have been, and none of this would have happened.
So basically, it says down with Christianity, up with drug use. Because really, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, is this really a PSA against drugs, or is it really saying, if you look deeper, it's saying, fuck religion,
like, whoa,
do drugs?
Who's the chick that took him to turkey farm to make... Dude, because Anne wanted to stay at home, fuck, and smoke weed.
Yeah.
She's like, don't go to work. Yeah. Let's stay at home and bone and smoke more weed. He's like, I told that Christian girl I'd be a good Christian and go to work. And then he got turned into a turkey monster.
Yeah. I didn't even think about it from that angle. That's a great point.
Yes.
It's a very interesting point.
Evil Christians. Trying to make you live an honest life.
Oh, God.
Turning into turkey monsters. However, guys, you've got to check this movie out. You got to check this movie out. So bad it's good.
100% agree with you, man. I was just glued to the screen. Everything about this movie is bad.
And I giggled.
And it's so bad. It's like, it's so bad it makes you just like laugh and cry, and it pulls you in more so you can see how worse it's gonna get. And it's so insane. It's so just such a bizarre piece. Like I think I said at the beginning of the show, a bizarre piece of cinema history that you don't watch this movie, you experience this movie.
Great way of putting it.
It has to be experienced. And luckily, it's free on Amazon Prime right now. So you just go and watch it. Do yourself a favor. Watch this crazy piece of cinema history and just let yourself go, because it takes you for a ride. That's so crazy. I still don't know what the fuck's going on in half the time. It's so weird, but it's gotta be watched to fully do it justice.
Please watch this movie, because once the movie starts to flow, then you get interrupted by the weird 70s.
Yeah, he
guy.
keeps taking you out of. That's the one thing. Like they could have gotten rid of the narrator, but you think like get rid of this guy. He keeps breaking the flow, but then you keep listening to his monologues. It's like this guy's just as fucking crazy as the rest of this movie. What the hell is he even talking about?
But part of it's like, okay,
yeah, it kind of makes sense. What?
I think we may need to remake Blood Freak for 2018.
That actually, you know what the funny thing is? You say that I was actually been thinking about this for a while, wanting to do a new segment, basically about like boot or reboot, like the movie. Like, would you want to would you make a remake of this movie? Would you want to see a remake of this done, or just kick it to the curb?
Yeah.
And part of me is like, I don't know if you should make a remake because it's so perfectly bad the way it is. Like, it would. I almost think a remake would like tarnish its awful spot in history but it's so good that I don't know if you could remake it in modern day and have it had the same charm.
Totally disagree. Boot all the way. Reboot
it?
Reboot. Please reboot this movie. Please give me a second helping. I'm going back for seconds.
Or
for Blood Freak.
What if instead of a reboot, what if you made like a sequel years later, kind of like Cabin Fever, where the diseased turkey gets out and it starts spreading to the other people, and like all these people start turning into crazy turkey monsters, and they're just going around. Now because more of like a zombie. That's when it's just humans fighting zombie turkey monsters. But that could be fun.
True.
That could be fun.
You can maybe do a hybrid.
Yeah.
Like a quick reboot / continuation.
Yeah. Something. I don't know.
There's something
there.
There's something there.
Yeah,
Blood Freak was awesome.
Yeah, I was so excited about our holiday movies. I'm so glad we kicked off with this one because oh my god, it was such a great gem. Watch this movie, guys. Do yourself a favor. All right, we could ramble on about how good this thing is, but we gotta stop for the night, and we'll be back next week. Next episode kicks off our Christmas movie marathon month.
Jingle bells. So we Batman smells. Marsha laid an egg. I can't wait.
Herky laid an egg.
That's a good question. When they were talking about having kids.
No, because she's not the turkey.
But he's putting it in. Would she still lay eggs, or would she give?
She has eggs, technically already.
But would she lay them?
No, I think.
I mean, who knows?
This is where we need a scientist. Get Alexi on the phone.
Get Alexi.
I don't think so. Now, because if she was a turkey monster, then I would say yes. She would probably. Yeah, she'd lay eggs. But he is a turkey monster. He wouldn't.
So the female turkey monsters would lay eggs.
I would think so.
The females that were impregnated by the turkey monsters would give live birth
to a turkey monster hybrid.
Human turkey monster hybrid.
Yes. That's what I think would happen.
Interesting.
That's my theory.
Interesting.
That's my theory. Yes.
Now, what if a human turkey monster fucked a turkey?
Human turkey monster fucked a turkey.
Like if Herky fucked a
turkey. Herky fucked a turkey? Well, that's a good point, because part of me says cross-species DNA it wouldn't happen, but
we
already have a cross-species thing going on right now, but he's mutated, so I would still think because the base animal giving birth, that's what I'm judging. Sure. What is the base? If it's a female turkey that he has sex with, then I would say the turkey would lay eggs, like because the organism creature that would be giving birth is not genetically altered, would give birth the normal way that creature would normally give birth anyway. That's how I think. If that makes that makes sense.
Yeah, you lost me. I'm sorry. It's okay.
It makes sense if you think about it.
I'm kind of drunk. I just got lost in your translation.
All right.
I got lost at one point, and I tried to listen in. I'm like, too late. He's so far down the road. I'm like, I can't catch up. If I listen back to it, I might say, that makes total sense. I'm going to have to just say, sure.
Disagree with me. Disagree.
I like how we're ending this on this horrible conversation.
Yeah, if you guys are still listening to this, God bless you. What the hell? We don't even know what we're doing anymore. All right. So next 4 weeks, next 4 episodes are all going to be Christmas based. We got really excited about that. Stay tuned. And in the meantime, guys, watch more horror movies and remember to always keep it tight. Come on.